You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, 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 yo. Hopefully we sound good. I think the mic may have been tripping. I think we good though. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brethren and sistren, hermanos mi hermanas, dude and dudettes, ladies and lads, kings and queens, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Today is a new day. A wonderful day, man. Tuesday. What's Tuesday? What it is? Taco Tuesday? That's what they say. Taco Tuesday. Well, we ain't getting no tacos. The tacos sound good, actually. Your boy is hungry. You know, I'm always hungry. That's what they say, right? Well, your boy is hungry, so give me some tacos on this wonderful Tuesday, though. But we have a couple things to talk about, man. We had a great weekend. You know, we had Jerron Boots in this handle his business, you know, against Weizma Lima. We had Arslanbek Makhmadov handled his business against David Allen. I thought David Allen was gonna pull it off, man. I like David Allen, but it was a good fight, you know. And then we also had Yonli Hernandez, you know, do his thing. And yeah, man. So we had a couple of things to talk about, man. Before we get started, you know, we always gonna say our prayers and thanks the Most High. So please join me in prayer. If you don't indulge, that's okay. Sit back, have a Coke and a smile, and we'll be back shortly. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for your blessings. We thank you for bringing us into another Tuesday, Lord. We thank you for, you know, your mercies and everything, because there's a lot of people that have plans to wake up today and they didn't quite make it, Lord. So the fact that you gave us another time to breathe, another day to act, that means that, you know, our story's not over with, Lord. So let's move forward with courage, move forward with fearlessness, and move forward with gratuity as well, you know, with gratefulness, you know, and be thankful for all the moments that you give us to love, to be kind, to give you praise, to be righteous, and also to repent and fix our mistakes, Lord. So, you know, we're going to make a lot of mistakes. We are not perfect, but we should always try to be in Give you the praise when doing it, Lord. Give us the strength to get it through any situation, any low time that we are in. Give us the strength to continue to climb. And, you know, all it takes is a faith, as faith as small as a mustard seed, and nothing is impossible, Lord. So we want to thank you for letting us be able to do anything we set our mind to. Thank you for giving us the dreams, and thank you for giving us those abilities to chase those dreams. In your holy name, in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 We got my brother D1 in the building. What you got? You got like 2 accounts or something? Or don't tell me they done banned my boy, or did you just change your name? We got D1 Angry Man, or is it you? Maybe YouTube's tripping because they got the @ sign in front of it, so maybe YouTube's tripping or something like that. I don't know. But shout out to my brother D1, man. Y'all check out D1 hashtag AWM Angry White Man. You know what I'm talking about, doing his thing as always, man. I really enjoy his channel. Y'all check him out. He said Loma, where he come from? And why no Rolly? Good morning, my brother. Good morning, man. I know you meant. Me too. I was pissed Dave wasn't working enough. Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I got to give it to David Allen, though, man. You know, that's an inspiring story. You know, there's a lot of people with inspiring stories out there. You know, Lucas Body, who we had the pleasure of interviewing. Bass Barral, you know, who we had the pleasure of interviewing. Had a lot of inspiring stories out there, man. And David Allen is also one of them. You know, even B-Hop is one of them, right? Losing so early after being incarcerated and stuff like that. You know, Magic Man Antonio Tarver. You know, a lot of good inspiring stories, you know. Even Floyd Mayweather, I know has a lineage of boxing, but if you look at what he came through, is pretty admirable. Terrence Crawford, you know what I'm saying? Caleb Plant. There's a lot of dope stories out there in boxing. That's why I love it, man. It's, you know, it's just like emblematic of life. You see what I'm saying? Like, we just got to keep pushing. But David Allen, man, David Allen, yeah, I have to give him a little bit of grace because, you know, he's not the biggest heavyweight, and Arslanbek Makhmudov, he's like the prototypical heavyweight, right? He out there looking like Drago, you know. He's like, you have that's why, you know, I'm not gonna lie, me selfishly, not really selfishly, but yeah, I guess me, like the superficial part of me, you know what I'm saying, aesthetically speaking, I think that him versus AJ is a dope fight, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, boxing, I'm not saying all of us, but a lot of boxing is about cultural, ethnic, and even regional differences, right? Nationality differences, right? How much would it be? How dope would it be to see AJ, who's like the prototypical heavyweight, big cut up Adonis looking Joker, going against the big prototypical another heavyweight? You know what I'm saying? You got the big black Englishman who's cut up. Then you got the big white Russian who's cut up. You know what I'm saying? That I think that'll drive a lot of people to boxing. Now, those of you that know boxing, I don't think anybody would favor Makhmudov, but you never know. Makhmudov does have a stiff jab, but what he usually does is he usually tires out going into the third, like I'll say like past the 4th or 5th. Even David Allen acknowledged it himself, right? He was like, hey man, if I could make it past the 3rd round, Arslanbek's going to be in trouble, but he just couldn't capitalize because, like you said, he didn't do enough. But like I said, I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace because it's one thing to get on the inside, but man, once you get in the inside, after you eat all those jabs and after you push that big old joke up off you, man, you might be tired. Bitch, I'm tired. He might be tired after that. You feel me? So I got to give him a little bit of slack, but at the same time, you're right. Like, I wish he would have did more because I think that's all it was. I think it was just if he could have just dug a little deeper, bro, I think he might have pulled it off, man. So, but shout out to Makhmudov too, man. He has a story as well, you know, being upset by Ajit Kabayel because he was a favorite going into that fight. Shout out to Ajit Kabayel. Ajit is legit. I actually picked Ajit to win that fight, you know, but I didn't really know, you know. I mean, none of us really know, but I wasn't. It was more of like I just had a feeling and I went with it, you know what I'm saying? But he got him to the body, and then we also seen who else got to him after that? Guido Vianello, who also just won against the undefeated Canadian, I believe, right? Alexis Barriere, I believe he's Canadian. We saw the Italian stallion Guido Vianello do that, but he also beat Makhmudov too, right? Essentially tiring him out. So that's why we thought David Allen had a chance, but you know, David Allen has been labeled as a quitter before and stuff like that against Frazier Clark and all these other stuff, but he's bouncing back. You know, he pretty much been written off to mediocrity as far as his career goes. And so I'll always watch a David Allen fight. I enjoy it. So, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to David Allen. We'll see him bounce back. But congratulations to Arslanbek Makhmudov. Will he get AJ? I don't know. Does he deserve AJ? I don't think so. But AJ's coming off of a loss, right? So I think that'll be a good fight. I think AJ wins easily. But you never know. Makhmudov is strong too, so. Shout out to my brother Lee Jackson in the building. We got MMA boxing addicts in the building. But yeah, no, I agree with D1 though. Yeah, if he would have just did a little more, man, I think it would have ended differently for my brother David Allen, the White Rhino. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But AJ, if he fights Makhmudov, I like that fight as a little no disrespect to Makhmudov, but if he uses him as like a little tune-up. And then, you know, potentially get Tyson Fury, you know, the Gypsy King of Obesity, my guy. You know, I rock with Tyson Fury. It's so funny that if Tyson Fury and AJ actually fight right now in this moment, I think it's 50-50. I'm still leaning towards Tyson Fury, but I think it's 50-50. But before, like years ago when the fight should happen, I had Tyson Fury winning pretty easily and convincingly against the Nigerian Englishman and AJ, you know what I'm saying, who was a former Olympic gold medalist, you know what I'm talking about, or I shouldn't say former Olympic gold medalist, you know. But yeah, so yeah, man, we can get back to the recap, but I want to talk about this Rolly mess, man. So those of you that know or may not know, you know, Rolly is a WBA 147-pound welterweight champion, right? And you know, it's so funny that this is another guy that was a nobody, you know, that's been on Tank's resume, and this nobody had to fight somebody to become a somebody because he's a somebody right now, you know. So there's nobody. So the guy who fights nobodies, those nobodies fought somebody and became a champion. It's crazy how that works, right? You know, but anyway, Rolly's another champion that Manny Pacquiao's targeting back-to-back consecutively, right? This first title shot after his long hiatus was against Mario Barrios, the WBC welterweight champion. Another guy that Tank, who fought nobodies, also fought and beat. But anyway, you know, so he had a draw with Mario Barrios. I actually thought Barrios did enough to pull it off, but it is what he didn't do enough to win convincingly. He should have beat the 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao more convincingly. But shout out to Manny Pacquiao. He is a legend, man. One of my favorite fighters ever. I just think that, man, I don't want my boy to get hurt, man. You know, I had the pleasure of meeting Manny Pacquiao multiple times. You know, I got a couple autographs from him and stuff. Good dude, man. But I just think, you know, just for his own welfare personally, I think it's not the best, you know. But I mean, if you want to fight, how could I tell a man that's passionate about something and enjoys it not to do it? So shout out to him for pursuing it. But I just think that also, too, more importantly, for the other fighters like Shakram Giyashov, who's been the WBA mandatory for a while, I think it's kind of unfair. You know, not kind of. I think it is unfair, you know. But once again, it's WBA, right? President Gilberto Mendoza. They always be moving shaky. You know, I'm a Gervonta Tank Davis fan, but I think Gervonta Tank Davis, I mean, out of fairness, he should be stripped. Not because I don't like Tank, but because he's fighting Jake Paul. He's not even boxing an actual boxer. So it's essentially not a fight. You see what I'm saying? Literally, it's not because of exhibition, but I'm saying it's not even a fight that qualifies as a sanctioned fight. You see, so you're essentially not fighting. So as much as I like Tank, I think he should be stripped because Lucas Body, when he fought Roger Gutierrez, you know how you pronounce it, in Orlando, a fight that I attended, Lucas Body won a title eliminator. How you win a title eliminator and don't get a title shot? How you do that, Jose? Like, how do you do that, bro? What's the point of calling something a title eliminator and you don't get a title shot? And even, you think it's funny, I mean, if you think I'm lying, go to the WBA website. Shakram Giyashov's last fight, I can't remember who he fought. Who was Shakram Giyashov's last fight? Let me look it up real quick. I can't remember. Was it Ocampo? Who did Shakram Giyashov fight last? Who did he fight? Not Ocampo. Was it Ocampo? Who did he just fight last? Yeah, he did fight. I'm too good. He fought Franco Ocampo, right? And then, you know, and he dedicated the fight to his deceased daughter. Rest in peace to her, man. God bless the Giyashov family. I'm so sad. But he said he wants a title shot for her. That fight was a title eliminator. How you have title eliminator fights and they don't lead to a title fight? WBA, bro. Same and see, when I talk about it, people say, oh, Doc, you just don't like this fighter. It has nothing to do with the fighter, bro. I always blame the appropriate entity, the appropriate figure, the authoritative figure. You see what I'm saying? It's up to you to listen. I can't help what you comprehend. I can't do that, man. You got to go back. You got to blame the public school system for whatever county that you live in. You feel me? It's not my fault you can't comprehend. The WBA pulled the same crap with MJ Akhmadaliev. MJ Akhmadaliev was a mandatory for Naya Inoue through the WBA for 2 years. Since back when Naya Inoue fought Louis Neary. Since back when he fought TJ Doheny. Since back when he fought Yi Jun Kim. Since back when he fought Ramon Cardenas. That's not Naya Inoue's fault. I'm not saying Naya Inoue's ducking him. But he wasn't forced to fight him. It's the WBA, and so now you have they're allowing Tank to fight, and I like Tank. I don't want him to be stripped, but just for the protocols of boxing procedures, the boxing to keep everything going and keep the integrity up, I think you should be stripped if he's not going to fight Lamar Roach for a rematch or fight somebody that's acceptable or appropriate for a defense for a title holder. You see what I'm saying? So it's not, y'all know I like Tank. That's my favorite fighter. Tank, Cinnamon, those are my two favorite fighters, and Juto Nakatani. I like Juto as well. But anyway, it's just like the WBA, they doing nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So Shakrab Giyashov was a mandatory from when the Lithuanian champion Stanionis had the belt. He took step aside money, allowed Drawn Boots Ennis, the American former IBF WBA champion. Well, he got unified because Shakrab Giyashov was a mandatory back then. Hence why he fought a title eliminator even before that. You know, it's before Ocampo. But anyway, so he agreed reluctantly to take some step aside money, and then Drawn Boots Ennis inherited that through the WBA as a mandatory. But then obviously he vacated and just beat Weizma Lima on his debut at 154. You know what I'm saying? In spectacular fashion, which I don't even know why people are criticizing that, but whatever. We'll get to that later. But now Shakrab Giyashov, instead of fighting for a vacant title, remember that they made WBA interim belt available for the winner between Rolly and Ryan, because they were trying to gift Ryan Garcia a title because he never had a title, and he fumbled that bag, and that's how Rolly Romero became the interim WBA champion. And then once Drawn Boots is vacated by moving up, and now he's a full WBA champion, right? So now Rolly Romero has inherited Shakrab Giyashov's mandatory, right? So now the WBA has ordered Rolly Romero to fight Shakrab, but don't be surprised if Rolly Romero fights Manny Pacquiao and they make Shakrab Giyashov fight somebody else for an interim WBA belt. I swear, WBA, they have the most belts than any other sanctioned body, bro. They got the gosh dang, they got the WBA interim belt, WBA regular belt, WBA email belt, WBA super belt, WBA world belt. Everything is a belt, bro. I could go fight right now. As long as I get Eddie Hearn to back me, I'll probably get a WBA belt. How you talking about? Me and D1 could go lace them up right now. It'll probably be for a WBA Northeastern belt. Like, it's crazy, bro. A Northeastern, Southeastern combination belt or something. I don't know, because I'm in the Southeast. He in the Northeast. It'll probably be some type of combination. North-Southeast belt. It's crazy, bro. Like, but anyway, so the rumor is what I'm saying with the Lomachenko and Rolly Romero is that I'm hearing everybody talk about because the WBA ordered Shakrab Giyashov for Rolly Romero. I wouldn't be mad at Rolly for fighting Manny Pacquiao. I mean, that makes sense. That's a legend, right? How can you get mad at that? But if he does fight Manny Pacquiao, the appropriate thing to do would be to strip him. And I like Rolly, but, you know, just out of fairness for Shakrab Giyashov, you feel me? But if not, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen. But with that being ordered, there's a lot of rumors on Twitter, man. You know, because that's the place where all the accurate information is disseminated, right, on Twitter. But so they say that Manny Pacquiao is fighting next, and it's not going to be Rolly Romero. We have no confirmation that it is. We had no confirmation that it was ever going to be Rolly. You know, it's all speculation. But now we have no confirmation that it's not going to be Rolly. But a lot of people saying it's not going to be Rolly because WBA ordered Shakrab Giyashov. Okay, cool, that makes sense, right? So I'm seeing that people saying, oh, Manny Pacquiao could be fighting Errol Spence. Huh? Errol Spence?
What?
So you're saying the guy that just last fought 2 years ago at 147, who essentially announced his comeback at 154 if he comes back, when he hopped in the ring with Sebastian Fundora after Sebastian Fundora won against Tim Tszyu, right? Not against Cordell Booker, but before that against Tim Tszyu, Errol Spence hopped in the ring to seemingly announce his entrance to a 154. You're telling me he's going to fight Manny Pacquiao? That's a rumor on Twitter, though, you know, because these people got sources. You see what I'm saying? And then somebody else with some more sources said that Manny Pacquiao is fighting Vasiliy Lomachenko, the guy who just retired from a back injury, and said he didn't want to fight Tank because, you know, he had an injury, which I'm cool with. You see what I'm saying? But Vasiliy Lomachenko is going to come out of retirement and fight Manny Pacquiao because you have sources. And then I heard somebody else with some more sources that he might be fighting Mario Barrios for a rematch. Even though I spoke with Mario Barrios' trainer, Bob Santos, shout out to him, dope interview, by the way. He said that he has no information in regarding to, and that this was a couple weeks ago now. But he said he has no information in regards to Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios getting a rematch. He said that he usually doesn't hear about these things up until it's time. You see what I'm saying? But these people with their sources, they say Mario Barrios. So what I'm saying is that I don't have any sources. You know what I'm saying? I just do a lot of research, and I do a lot of looking around, and I look for reputable sources, and I keep my eyes open. But it's so funny. I'm not to brag, but I didn't have any sources. And I said that when Sebastian Fundora, Keith Thurman was announced, that Manny Pacquiao was announced for December, that don't be surprised if Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman doesn't happen. And they actually get combined on the same card. I actually thought the injury was going to come from Keith Thurman, but it came from Sebastian Fedora, and it happened by hook or by crook. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I knew I had some crystal ball, some oracle or some inside source. I just used what I call a hypothesis, which is an educated guess. I just happen to be correct. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of these people, they claim they have sources. They don't even have a hypothesis. They have a guess, but not an educated guess, because a hypothesis is an educated guess. These people just be blowing shit out their ass, and they be acting like they know something. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not, bro, Manny Pacquiao could fight Lomachenko. Manny Pacquiao could fight Rolly. Manny Pacquiao could fight Errol Spence. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that when you throw a whole bunch of darts, one of them gonna land. That don't mean that you're accurate. You see what I'm saying? A broken clock is right twice a day. That don't mean that it's accurate all the other times when it's wrong. But it's up to you what you want to listen to, man. You got to keep your eyes open. Shout out to Thomas in the building. Appreciate you, bro. We got Teddy in the building. We got B-Dog in the building. He said, B-Dog says he had a defense in March, so I don't think he should be stripped. Yeah, that's true. And he's in good standing. You know what I'm saying? He had a defense that ended in a draw. The reason why I say that he should be stripped is because he had a defense in March, yes, but he had a draw, right? And that's okay. And that's not a loss or a win. It doesn't matter, right? He still had a defense, like you said, but it was against a guy coming up from 130 or whatever. It was a title fight. It wasn't against a mandatory, right? It was against a guy using his position as a champion to claim a right, if you will, to a champion above, right? Which is cool. Still not knocking it. But the part I have an issue with is that the WBA announced themselves that they were pursuing a rematch between Tank and Lamont. So if you have they shouldn't have said it. They spoke prematurely, but they were trying to cover, you know, CYA, cover your own ass, right? They're trying to cover their behinds because of the controversial fight that happened with the knee, you know what I'm saying? And how people say Lamont Roach should have won and they wanted to protect their brand and stuff like that. So I think that's why they said, okay, we're going to force a rematch. Even now, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't officially order it, but if you go look at the documentation that is there, that they said that they wanted to pursue it. So because they announced that, and because somebody like me pays attention, I'm observant, I see that. And then now Tank is not only not fighting a boxer, he's fighting, a boxing match, he's fighting an exhibition, on top of the fact that Lucas Body just fought and they declared it a title eliminator, like I already said, then yes, I think he should be stripped. But like I say, WBA, their integrity is in question. It's so funny that we talk about the IBF, right? The IBF is really the only one that it doesn't really matter your backing, doesn't really matter your promotion, doesn't really matter how big you are, how popular you are. They give you a chance, like, right? Like, if you earn it through merit. Not saying that there's not politics in the rankings. I'm not saying that people don't buy rankings and all that stuff. We know that. But what I'm saying is that the IBF, they're not pretty good. They're the best. That might not be saying much, but they're the best out of the WBC, WBA, IBF when it comes to giving fighters their chances. And so I got to respect that. Even though sometimes IBF, they be a little bit overzealous. Like, I didn't like the fact that they stripped Usyk so that the rematch with Tyson Fury wasn't for undisputed again. I just thought it was kind of doing a little bit too much, because I thought it was appropriate that a fight that determined the first undisputed in the last quarter century, the first undisputed heavyweight in 25 years since Lennox Lewis, I thought that would have been appropriate for the rematch to also be for undisputed. But, you know, they didn't think so. They stripped him, and Daniel Dubois got the belt from beating Philip Hergovich, and, you know, the rest of the history. But still, I got to give IBF and President Daryl Peoples the credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Thomas, man, the good doc of boxing talk. Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro. Salute, Brethren. I appreciate that, bro. Shout out to Teddy. He said, Rolly ducking. Rolly's not ducking, bro. Stop it. He said, dang, I was way behind. I was on the boots of the car. I forget the dude's name. He knocked him out. What you talking about, D1? I'm not sure what you talking about. He said, dang, oh, you're way behind. Okay. Let me catch up, man. He said, Barrios got to want to fight if he got that rematch. Yeah, bro, if he gets that rematch. And I talked to Bob Santos. He said, yeah, man, he feels like, remember, I said that to him. I said, man, coach, man, you know, I got to be honest, man. I was like, hey, it looked like Barrios could have done a little more. I feel like he had a little bit too much respect for the legend. He said, yeah, I told that he said he communicated that to Barrios in the corner. He said, yeah, I think you hit that right on the head. He said, yeah, man. He said, hey, he thinks that if they do get a rematch, that he'll fight harder. He won't show as much respect. So go check out the interview when you can, man. Yeah, man. I talk about, bro, I ask the hard questions. It's just that they rock with me because you can ask tough questions. You don't have to be an asshole, bro. Bro, there's not one thing that, go look at the Abbas Barao interview. I asked him everything. I've asked him about fighting Boots, not fighting Boots. I asked him about fighting Xander, not fighting Xander. I asked him about fighting at home. I asked him about fighting somebody that, you know what I'm saying, that might be underwhelming, how he feels about being an underdog and not getting credit. But I asked the same questions. I'm just not an asshole. I'm not here to try to argue with the fighters or the coaches. I'm here because I enjoy them. You see what I'm saying? I enjoy the sport. And shout out to Bob Santos. I rock with him as a trainer. You see what I'm saying? I rock with Mario Barrios. You don't have to be undefeated for me to like you. You see what I'm saying? And I asked him, I said, hey, man, see, like, he showed him too much respect. I didn't say, oh, you're a bad coach. You're a bad trainer. You didn't give him any directions in the corner. I didn't say that like an asshole. You got to know how to present things. It's not about what you say. A lot of times it's about how you say it. You feel me? But when you're uneducated, then you can't really accomplish much with your words. And so that's why you end up coming off an asshole, because you are an asshole, an uneducated asshole. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Ty in the building. You could ask tough questions and how you present them. You feel me? I literally said that to Coach Bob Santos. I said, man, he showed him too much respect. I didn't say, oh man, you didn't train him good enough. How come you didn't tell him in the corner? I just asked, I said, yeah, I see that he was showing him too much respect. Did you notice that as well? And he said, yeah, I noticed in the corner. I even told him that a couple of times. So yeah, we'll see. But I agree with you though, Thomas. Yeah, Barrios got to fight with more oomph. You know what I'm saying? He got to show less respect. And like I said, I like Manny Pacquiao as a legend, one of my favorite fighters ever. But if he's going to continue fighting, then I think it's only fair to treat him like everybody else. You know, whether you talk about the fights that he's allowed to get or the rankings he's allowed to get or how the fighters treat him when they're fighting him. Like, you know, you got to try to knock his head off because he's coming to knock your head off. So, but I mean, it happens. Man. Sometimes you in awe. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Barrios is probably somebody, Pacquiao is probably somebody that Barrios look up to and stuff like that. So he almost idolized. So, I mean, he said that too. So it's one thing to say like, oh yeah, man, I wouldn't show them, don't show them any respect. But it's another thing to do that when you're in there too. You know, when you like somebody, you might tend to go a little easier on them. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to smack that like button as well, man. We have enough people in here to where we should have double the likes that we have right now. So if you're in here and you're not liking, it's because you hate it. Just know that we gonna shine regardless. You feel me? So you might as well get on the bandwagon. So if you don't want to be on the bandwagon, it's gonna hurt even more because you're gonna eventually like your mama gonna like it. You know what I'm talking about? She already does. Like Usher Ray said, he said, that's a really bad look. Like Luda said, can I get a uh-oh? Oh, yeah. I forgot about that song. Like Usher Ray, man. You feel me? I think it was just Usher's birthday, too, or something like that, man. Happy birthday to Usher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I can't sing, so, but you know that yeah song. Shout out to Cam J in the building. He said, what's good, DBT? What's good with you, brethren? He said, nah, if Tank should be stripped, why the WBA would it look at Lamar Roach, WBA 130 pounds? That's a good point. That's a good question. He going up to 140. He hasn't defended his title at 140 over a year. I agree with that. Yeah, I'm not pulling no punches. I know what you meant. I know you meant 130, bro. I know you meant 130. Yeah, I mean, I think that was just different with Lamar Roach is because, like I said, it's not about, like I even brought up, I know you just got in here, but even Naya Inoue, it's not just about Tank being stripped. It's not about Tank. It's about the WBA not doing what they're supposed to do. I'm not talking about, it's not an indictment on Tank. I rock with Tank. That's my favorite fighter. You see what I'm saying? I just don't like any fighter outside of fighting. You see what I'm saying? Some people like their favorite fighter because of the clothes they wear or the girl they with or the boy they with. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or the car they drive or what they say on Twitter. That's not why I like them. You know what I'm saying? There's very few people that like Gervonta Tank Davis more than me. I'm just not in his personal business. What kind of man is that? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said with Naya Inoue should have been stripped as well. I said that before multiple times because not because he can't beat MJ Akhmadaliev, but because MJ Akhmadaliev was a mandatory for over 2 years and he wasn't fighting him. So it's not about Tank. Tank is just one of the people that I'm not gonna change my perspective or my stance because it's Gervonta Tank Davis. Nah, it is what it is. I pay attention to too much boxing. So yeah, I mean, you want to say Lamar Roach can be stripped? I would say yeah, but Lamar Roach is still fighting. You know what I'm saying? And the WBA, they are allowing it. So once again, it's not about whether it's Lamar Roach with the WBA or Rolly Romero with the WBA. If Rolly Romero does not fight Shakram, that's why someone said that, I don't remember who said it, but someone said Rolly Romero is ducking. No, it's not Rolly Romero ducking. It's the WBA not forcing their champions to abide by the protocols that they set forth. That's what it is. If Rolly Romero is allowed to fight Manny Pacquiao, it's not Rolly's fault. That's the WBA and President Gilberto Mendoza's fault, especially if he maintains the title. Like it's so easy to blame the fighters because that's who we see, but no, the attention and the energy should also be placed on these administrative bodies because they're the ones that allow or don't allow. You know, they're very selective of when they choose to conveniently enforce their rules. It depends on who has a belt. So if you are, let's say, a Canelo Alvarez or a Gervonta Tank Davis or not Canelo because yeah, even Canelo. But if you are Dalian Inoue or Anthony Joshua, guys that make more money, if you notice, they usually get more grace and they get a longer leash relative to other fighters. Like, you think if you think if Manny Pacquiao was a mandatory for the WBA, we would be talking about him potentially not fighting somebody else? I mean, would we talk about him potentially fighting somebody else? Nah, Rolly would have to fight Manny. But because the mandatory is Shakram Giyashov, who doesn't have a big backing, doesn't have a huge following on Instagram or whatever it is, not very popular. Of course, we talk about him getting circumvented and sidetracked or pushed to the side. But that's the WBA's fault. It's not the fighter's fault. So when I say a fighter should get stripped, I'm not knocking the fighter. That's what we gotta start personalizing things, man. Tank is one of my favorite fighters. I don't want him to be stripped. You see what I'm saying? But it's not about that. Shout out to 2 Cents in the building. One time for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Go check out 2 Cents, man. Dope channel right there, man. I rock with sis. Check her out. You know, her platform is fire. Putting on for the ladies, you know, and putting on for boxers. So I rock with 2 Cents, man. Go check her out. Shout out to my brother Ty in the building, man. Mi hermano, my brother. PIC. I got Joey P schooling Worley. Ooh, Joseph Parker beating Worley. I mean, I kind of go with that too. Unless Worley can catch him, yeah, it's pretty much done. Yeah, it's pretty much done. He said, I personally think the WBA letting them both do their thing in hopes that Tank fight the winner of the Pitbull versus Roach. Hey, that's a good one too. Sexy body's definitely wicked out here for sure. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not. It's like the WBA, right? The reason why I brought up Canelo. It's like we say, oh, Canelo Cinnamon fought Edgar Berlanga. Well, if you realize that Edgar Berlanga was ranked #1. And Edgar Berlanga was ranked #1 so long that before David Morrell moved up, he was actually the mandatory for David Morrell's regular belt. Because you remember they have regular belts, intern belts, super belts. But that's on the WBA though. So we blame Canelo. Somebody would say, oh yeah, well Cinnamon's not fighting anybody worthwhile. Well then you don't really pay attention because Edgar Berlanga was ranked #1. There's a lot of people that I could think of that haven't fought #1 ranked opponents in a while. MJ Akhmadaliev was the first #1 ranked opponent that Naoya Inoue fought in a long time. But no one says anything because there's some people that's cool to, like, it's cool to critique Tank. It's cool to critique Canelo, but it's not cool to critique everybody. Like, if you critique Naoya Inoue, then people act like you're performing an act that's almost sacrilegious. You know what I'm saying? Like, they act like you're like an enemy of the state if you critique Naoya Inoue. But some people like Gervonta Tank Davis, like even like Devin Haney, like Canelo Alvarez, and like, well, there's a lot of people sticking for Canelo Alvarez, so he's the face of boxing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that are more. For example, there's some people that are, it's even advantageous to critique them, whether it's true or not. Look at Max Kellerman, right? Max Kellerman just critiqued the shit out of Tank. Max Kellerman went up there, it said that Tank's not a real champion on the Ring magazine, right? On their platform. And I don't mind it, you know, to be honest. No, let me rephrase that. I mind it. I don't mind that statement when it's coming from an idiotic, imbecilic, moronic fan. You see what I'm saying? Like, because that's what fans do. The word fan is short for fanatic. But when you're Max Kellerman and you are a boxing aficionado, a boxing expert, a self-proclaimed boxing historian, and you go up there on your platform that's called The Ring, which is known as the Bible of boxing, then I think it's your responsibility to keep a certain level of integrity and objectivity, and also try your best to disseminate information that's as accurate as possible. Like, he really went out there and called Gervonta Tank Davis. He said that he's never been a champion in any division. Bitch, that's unequivocally a lie. That's blasphemous. I could literally pull up boxing rankings and see at 135 he's a WBA champion. Just like I could go to 147 and look at the IBF and see that Lewis Crocker is a champion after he beat Paddy Donovan. Does that mean that he's the best? No. Does that mean that you heard of him? No. Does that mean that he established some super great level of familiarity? No, but it does mean that he's the IBF champion, whether you like it or respect it or rate it or not. But he focused on Tank Davis. Why do you think that is, Cam? You know the answer, because Gervonta is popular. He won't get as many clicks if he says, oh, Lewis Crocker's not a real champion. Oh, Rolly Romero's not a real champion. Oh, Nick Ball's not a real champion. All these guys I just named, by Max Kellerman's definition, none of them are real champions, right? Because what he tried to say, is, I don't like to put words in people's mouth, and I shouldn't have to interpret what a grown man who's fully capable of articulating themselves effectively and expressing themselves effectively is trying to say. But it's clear that what he was trying to say, he's trying to establish the Ring as the real belt, right? Because that's who he works for. But in his ignorance, right? That's why hate is so bad, right? Hate is such a strong emotion because the foundation of all hate is ignorance. You will sacrifice your common sense in order to hate on something. So when he said that Tank wasn't a real champion because he's never been the man in the division, well, you also say that Tank, it's his responsibility to make all the fights, right? So he is effectively the man. But once again, he meant the man as in the lineal champion, the Ring Magazine champion. Well, dumbass, that means if you're saying that Gervonta's not a champion because he's not the Ring Magazine champion, you're also saying that nobody in his division is also a champion. Because nobody at 135 is a Ring Magazine champion. That means Shakur's a fake champion. That means Raymond Morataya is a fake champion. That means Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes are fighting for a fake title right now in November. That means David Benavidez, who's the WBC champion, is a fake champion. Like, if you listen to what Max Kellerman said, if you could remove yourself out of the space of, oh, I like what he said because he said something negative about Tank and I also don't like Tank, I'm a hater too. If you remove yourself from that, I guarantee you that he's probably calling your favorite fighter a fake champion too. Because the only champions that are real, according to Max Kellerman, would be Terrence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, Alexander Usyk, Jai Pataya, because he's an IBF and Ring Magazine belt holder. Who else? Oscar Collazo at strawweight. He's a ring belt holder. Everybody else that's not a ring belt holder. Oh, Teofimo Lopez is also a ring belt holder at 140. But everybody else, they're fake champions. They're not real. That means Zerto Ramirez, who's a WBA, WBO unified champion at cruiserweight, he's not a real champion. Badu Jack, who's a WBC belt holder, he's not a real champion. Dave Benavidez, light heavyweight, not a real champion. Oh, Bivol's a Ring Magazine champion too. What's the name is not a real champion. Dave Benavidez is not a real champion. Jerron Boots he's no longer a real, or well, I guess he was because he was a ring, but he gave it up, right? So who's at 154? Sebastian Fedora's not real. Bakram's not real. Who else? What's his name? Who else at 154? Bakram, Sebastian Fedora, Abbas Barao. They're not real. Xander Zayas is not a real champion. Nobody's, bro, 90% of the champions right now are fake champions, according to Max Kellerman. But he would never say that to them. He would only say that about Tank because Tank is what boosts the engagement. Max is a sucker for that. And I like Max. Max is one of my favorite boxing experts. He still is, but he clearly selling out. Not selling out no type of code or nothing, but he's selling out boxing. He's selling out boxing, bro. Shout out to Rick in the building. Rick Tim's in the building. Greetings from Southside Houston. We got H-Town in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Texas up in this camp. Let's get right, man. I appreciate it. Huh? You know what I'm saying? With the like Slim Thugger. One time for, you know what I'm saying, Orange Mound. One Port Arthur, Texas, I mean. One time for Port Arthur. I said Orange Mound. I meant to say Port Arthur, man. Shout out to one time for Port Arthur. You feel me? Orange Mound is where's Orange Mound? Tennessee. 8-Ball and MJG, you know what I'm saying? I rock with 8-Ball and MJG. I rock with UGK as well, man. Rest in peace, Pimp C. That's Pimp C right there, Rick. I don't know if you see right there at the corner with the green circle, with the face in the green circle at the bottom above Bernie Mac. That's Pimp C right there. That's Uncle Chad, man. You know what I'm saying? I got love for Texas, man. We got a lot of people out there in Texas. Shout out to Texas. He said, I agree with that. Come on now, MMA boxing addicts. I appreciate it. I know you would agree because you got common sense, bro. I don't be saying nothing for bro. I try to big up the fighters, bro. I'm not saying, this is what I'm saying. I'm not even saying what Max Kellerman said is wrong. If you feel that way, you feel that way. But be consistent. You don't feel that way because you wouldn't say that. Like you were talking about Ryan Garcia becoming the potential face of boxing, and he lost to Tank, who you said beat nobody. He also lost to Romero. Ryan Garcia lost to Rolly Romero. Another guy that Tank beat that you said beat nobody. You were also celebrating Manny Pacquiao, his chance to become the oldest welterweight champion for beating Mario Barrios. Oh, another guy that Tank beat that you said that Tank beat nobody. So it's just clear, man. And that's the bad part because I know a lot about boxing. You know a lot about boxing. But when somebody who doesn't know much about boxing, you think that Max Kellerman, because he sounds good, is telling you the truth, that he should have a response. That's like anything. That's like anything. When you have a platform and you're on, like, it's okay for me to say my feelings about, I don't know, politics. But bitch, if I'm on CNN or MSNBC or Fox, I have a responsibility now. It's not just me saying my opinion. I should try my best to be accurate when it comes to the realm of politics. It's like me, like I'm an engineer, right? You know, I'm pretty good at math. I have my PhD in engineering. I taught a couple courses, right? It's okay if me and Cam or me and Thomas are having a discussion and I tell them about something with math and I get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, don't worry about it. I'm just talking, you know what I'm saying? But bitch, if I'm working in the capacity of a math teacher, I should have a responsibility now to make sure what I'm saying is right. I have a responsibility to get these equations and derivatives and theorems right, because now I'm responsible for relaying this information to people that are going to repeat it. So now you have thousands of people listening to Max Kellerman repeat information that they're wrong. You have some people that were, even join this chat and were arguing some stuff, and they didn't even really grasp what he was saying. They didn't even know what he was saying, but they had the audacity to argue on behalf of him. And I'm gonna cook you all day. I'm gonna rotisserize you. I'm gonna roast you and turn you slowly. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Rotisserie style, bro. It's one thing to have boxing arguments. It's another thing to have boxing discussions. We have boxing discussions right here, so you better be on your square and be locked in on your pivot. It's gonna be easy for me to knock you off. He said, does Doc? So Doc, there's 1 times 1. Hey, I don't know. Ask Terrence Howard, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna pause that.
No, did he?
I'm gonna spin you on that stick. Hold on.
What do you mean by
that? Hey, Doc. My brother 2-4 in the building. What up, folk? Shout out to Boxing with 2-4, man. Y'all check him out, man. That's another one of my partners right there, man. Shout out to my brother Kendrick in the building. You know what I'm saying? 1 times 1 is 1 to me, but hey, I'll let Terrence Howard. I don't know. But last time I checked, Terrence Howard was a thespian and not a math teacher, so I don't care what he said. That's a great point. Shout out to my brother Kendrick. 1 times 1 was it Terrence Howard? I don't remember. Was it Terrence Howard? I don't want to put nothing on him if it wasn't him. I think it was Terrence Howard talking about some math, and people were like in an uproar. Oh, he doesn't know math. Who the freak cares? I see Terrence Howard playing Four Brothers. I see Terrence Howard playing The Best Man. I see Terrence Howard playing what's that one with Whoop That Trick? What's that Whoop That Trick? What's that movie called? You know what I'm talking about? But none of those roles or him working in his profession require mathematics. So I don't care what he thinks about math. You see what I'm saying? But that's a problem with people. As long as you have a good platform or or big enough reach, people will take you for everything you say like it's the gospel. You see what I'm saying? But that's why you have a responsibility to say the right things. You feel me? It was. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hustle and flow. Hustle and flow is what it's called. I couldn't think of hustle and flow. Do you think Max Kellerman runs these takes with Turki before talks and puts them on the platform? Or maybe Turki tells them to belittle Gervonta? I'm going to be honest. Yeah, shout out to 2-4. I'm going to be honest. That's a good question. I don't think he runs it by Turki. I think that Turki doesn't strike me as somebody that micromanages. But I do think he has an overall direction that he wants to go, and everybody that works with him or for him, they know the overall direction, right, and the theme. So I don't think that he told him specifically or he approved him specifically discrediting Gervonta, but I also don't think that he would say the same thing if it was Hamza Shiraz. You see what I'm saying? Like, Max Kellerman knows. It's just something that is probably, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he already knows that. There's no need for us to discuss. You know where we're not going, and you know where we're able to go. So, no, I think that I'm going to be honest, I think Gervonta Tank Davis, he inherited the hate for Max Kellerman. Gervonta Tank Davis inherited hate from Max due to his predecessor, Floyd Mayweather. Max also didn't like Floyd, just like Paulie Malignaggi. Gervonta essentially and effectively inherited his hate from Paulie Malignaggi from Adrian Broner with the side piece. You know what I'm saying? Tank was running around with AB when AB was running around with the side piece. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Paulie Malignaggi doesn't like Tank. Hey, bro, I'm not, bro. I don't want to be clear too. Like I said, I like Tank. You don't have to like Tank though. There's plenty of people in this channel that are regulars that think that Shakur beats Tank or think that Tank's not that good of a champion. That's cool. Those are 2 different arguments. You see what I'm saying? If Max Kellerman would have said Gervonta Tank Davis is not an example of a great champion, if he would have said that he's not the best champion, if he would have said he's not the most accomplished champion, those are 2 separate arguments that saying that he's not a champion. Bitch, that is a blatant lie. I could look up the boxing rankings right now and it will say 135 WBA champion Gervonta Tank Davis. Let's do it right now together. Matter of fact, let's shout out to my brother Boxing Addicts, man. You know what I'm saying? MMA and Boxing Addicts. Let's do it right now. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. You see this right here? Look. There's no way that someone could tell me that Alexander Usyk is not a champion. That's stupid, right? This is something that's not debatable. It's not subjective in nature. This is very objective. What is subjective in nature is whether Triple G is a Hall of Famer or not. The whole process of going and being inducted into Hall of Fame is subjective. It's based on subjectivity. What's objective, what's rigid, is that Joseph Parker is a WBO interim champion. There's no debate in that. Ajit Kabayel is a WBC interim champion. There's no debate in that. Now, if you want to say as an interim champion, he's not a real champion, that's cool. You could argue that because, I mean, that's true because the full champion is Usyk. There's no adjective there to describe his champion. He's a champion. There's an interim here, meaning that he's almost, you know what I'm saying? He's like a champion for the meantime. You see what I'm saying? If you go to Ja Pataya, there's no way that you could say that IBF for the IBF, he's not a champion. He would never say WBA, WBO, Gilberto Ramirez is not a champion. But then you come down here where it says the same thing for Gervonta Tank Davis as it does for Raymond Murataya. He doesn't say Raymond Murataya is not an IBF champion. He never questioned that. He never questioned Gervonta. He never questioned, I mean, he did question Gervonta. He never questioned Shakur. So, like, yeah, he didn't, like, that's the thing. People think that I'm defending Tank because I like Tank. No, he could have said the same thing about Shakur. He could have said Shakur is not a real champion. And I would also object to that because that's also a lie. It's also a lie to say Raymond Murataya is not a champion. That doesn't mean that you have to respect his process to get there. That doesn't mean that he's the most accomplished champion. That doesn't mean that he's the best champion, but he is a champion. Just like this guy, Lewis Crocker, who you probably never heard of. When he beat Paddy Donovan for the next time, he should probably write Jerron Boots Ennis a thank you letter for vacating the belt so his last fight with Donovan in the rematch could be a title shot, but he's still an IBF champion. That's why we respect the four sanctioned bodies, because if you have a WBA belt, an IBF belt, and the WBC belt, and you don't have the WBO belt, bitch, you can't be undisputed. Is it undisputed what we all want? The Ring magazine is dope, but don't we want undisputed? I thought the nature of doesn't undisputed means that you can't contest. It can't be disputed. That means that you are the champ of your division. That's what we want, right? You don't need to get the Ring magazine. But granted, you will get the Ring magazine in the process, but you don't have to get it in order to be undisputed. Undisputed is what you want to be. That's a supreme accolade in boxing. That's a supreme achievement, right? You don't have to get the Ring magazine to get it. You don't have to get the IBO to get it, but you have to get the IBF. You have to get the WBA. You have to get the WBC, and you have to get the WBO. We're not going to change the rules of boxing because your goofy ass don't like somebody. Get out your freaking feelings. Get your whole ass. Shout out to Tay in the building. What's good, brethren? Get out your feelings, man. Get out your feelings, bro. Random guy says, everyone who was saying Boots is scared. Scared of who? Scared of what? Tank and Boots both are super talented. Come on now. Folks just want to see them versus fellow top-notch talent. They're both probably in spite of. Yeah, no, I agree. Me too, bro. Bro, if you go watch any of my videos, Rick Timms, like I said, I don't think... I'm just a person that I give compliments and critiques evenly. Don't get me wrong. If you ask me my preference, I think that Gervonta Tank Davis beats everybody from 140 to 130, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Shakur, Lamont Roach, whoever's Teofimo, whoever's at 140 to 1, you know what I'm saying? But that's something that we don't know, right? That's a preference. You know, somebody else may argue for Keyshawn, or somebody may argue for Shakur Stevenson. That's okay. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to go with Gervonta Tank Davis. That's where my preference and my, if you want to say my bias, I don't think it's bias. That's just my preference. We're all human. We have preferences. So that's where my preference aligns with. But if Gervonta fights Jake Paul, if I didn't like Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson, well, Mike Tyson different, he older, right? But like, if I didn't like Jake Paul fighting Cinnamon, and Cinnamon's also my favorite fighter. If I don't like Jake Paul fighting AJ, if I didn't like Jake Paul fighting Terrence Crawford or Shakur, I'm not gonna like it because he's fighting Tank. Like, to me, that's the difference between a fan of the sport and a fan boy or fan girl or a groupie of a particular boxer. It's not okay that Jake Paul's fighting Tank because it's Tank. I don't like Tank fighting Jake any more than I like Shakur fighting Jake. I don't like it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to change on that. I'm not going to change. I think that this fight is trash. You know, I think Tank versus Jake is trash.
Know your fucking place, trash.
But at the same time, I honestly see the good that it does for boxing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's good because it has another WBA title holder, Gary Anton Russell, fighting the American Gary Anton Russell fighting Andy Hiroka, right? The Ghanaian Japanese fighter, right? Contender. That's good for the sport. Alicia Bumgarner's defending her titles against Leia Badoin, right? Badoin. Hopefully I pronounce her Badoin. Shaneka Johnson just got added to that fight because I think Ellie Scottney got injured or something like that. Avion Griffin is on that fight, on that card, right? So that's good for the sport, but that don't mean I have to like the main event. It's an exhibition. Floyd is my favorite fighter. I never watched the exhibition. To this day, I have not seen Floyd Mayweather versus John Paul. Not Jake Paul. John Paul is crazy. Logan Paul. Why? I like Floyd I like Floyd when he's fighting Sugar Shane Mosley. I like Floyd when he's fighting Pacquiao. I like Floyd when he's fighting Oscar De La Hoya, even Andre Berto, Victor Vicious Ortiz, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. I don't want to see him fight John Gotti 13th grandson. I don't care. You see what I'm saying? I didn't watch the fight with him and Tenshin Nasukawa. I'd watch it now because Tenshin Nasukawa is a real fighter. But when he fought him as an exhibition, I'm not watching it. As much as I like Floyd, I'm not watching him as an exhibition. I don't like exhibitions. Now, this one's different because now I have a boxing channel. So I got to keep up with that. I might go to the Tank and Jake Paul fight because I think it's a good event. That don't mean I have to like every single fight on the card. You see what I'm saying? So no, I don't even feel like, I don't even think it's, I don't know. To me, those things are mutually exclusive. Like, I don't even see why you people feel forced to conflate the things. I could not like exhibitions and love boxing and still like, I still like Tank. I don't dislike Tank because he's fighting Jake Paul. I don't like the fight, but it's like Mike Tyson. I don't dislike Mike Tyson because he fought Jake Paul. I didn't like the fight, but I don't dislike him. What the hell? Nobody's infallible, man. Nobody's perfect. I don't have to agree with everything everybody does. My mama don't agree with that. That's why I used to get my butt whooped so many times. My mama loved me to death. She don't agree with everything I did. You feel me? Like, ain't no love stronger than your mama and your daddy. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. You feel me? I don't mean that. That's a difference between yes men and people that have a backbone. Keyshawn and Tank would have been fire. I'm talking about Keyshawn versus Tank. The battle between the Davis on Davis crime. Keyshawn Davis versus Tank Davis would have been fire. I don't believe Boots or Eddie are scared of anyone, but Eddie has a track record of making fights difficult to make or choosing to go a different route for different reasons. Facts. Did y'all ever think Lamont is going up to 140 because Tank's not going to come all the way back down to 135 after fighting the heavyweight? I know Lamont's going to get his issue. That's a good point, D1. That's a good point, though. Maybe Lamont Rose don't see Tank coming back down, and that's why he's like, hey, I'm willing to go up because I want to get that fight. Bro, I think Tank will get it back, but if he does it and he retires, I don't have a problem. Like, that's the thing. I like Tank. I want him. I'm not mad that he's fighting Jake Paul. I don't like the fight, but I'm not mad about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's like Kevin Durant. Like, I'm a sports head. I don't know if y'all watch basketball, but basketball and boxing are my two favorite sports. I thought Kevin Durant was weak as hell to go to the Golden State Warriors. That don't mean that I think Kevin Durant's not a good basketball player. Those are two different things. I think the move to join the team that you were up 3-1 over the year before in the playoffs and came back and beat you, I think that was a weak move because now y'all overpowered. That doesn't mean Kevin Durant's not a good basketball player anymore. I still think Gervonta Tank Davis is the best. But I don't like the Jake Paul fight. I mean, what's there to like? It's fucking a cruiserweight fighting a lightweight. What are we doing? I don't like it, but that don't mean that I think that he's wrong for doing it. I recognize the opportunity that he has. It's a lucrative fight, and it's arguably, no disrespect to Jake Paul, because he has been improving, but you got to think about it. He's getting paid more to fight a guy that's less of a threat, even though he's bigger. You see what I'm saying? Maybe because he's bigger, you could argue that it is a threat, but at the end of the day, they spar bigger guys all the time too. Hell, I was an amateur boxer at 140. I done sparred heavyweights. Not saying that I'm at the level as them. I'm just giving an example that people spar. You've seen videos of Mikey Garcia sparring heavyweights, Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? You've seen Gervonta Tank Davis videos of him sparring bigger guys. So Jake Paul, from a Gervonta Tank Davis standpoint, a guy who's an aficionado, who's a specialist at doing this, you could argue that Jake Paul is less of a threat than fighting a Shakur Stevenson or Lamont Roach or Keyshawn Davis or Raymond Murtaya, whoever it is, you know what I'm saying, that he's not fighting. So why, if you're offered 2 jobs and one job is easier, but you get paid more, and another job is just as difficult or even more difficult and you get paid less, why the hell would you go to the direction of the one where you get paid less for equal difficulty? That's just not common sense. You know what I'm saying? That's basic economics. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at him. I just don't like the fight because I don't watch exhibitions. I don't know how else to break it down. Shout out to Anubis in the building. What's good, Anubis? That's all I'm saying, brother. This fight got people calling him a coward, etc. Even though anyone would exactly beat, and that's what I just agreed. See, that me and you are on the same page. I don't think he's a coward. How is he a coward? Bro, boxing, being a boxer it should symbolize some type of war. I don't watch MMA, but I respect those guys for fighting. Now, does that mean that Gervonta Tank Davis, how could I say this? Does that mean that he's obligated to do what we want him to do because he's rich and famous? No, I think people have a sense of entitlement. But at the same time, too, as a Gervonta Tank Davis fan, I'm not obligated to like what he does either. Like, you know, like, I don't understand the gosh dang conflict. There's no conflict, bro. He's not obligated to do anything to please me. I don't feel that way because I'm not an entitled, spoiled little bitch. And then I'm not obligated to like everything he does because I'm also not a groupie. What's the conflict? I don't understand where the conflict at, man. Stop being yes men and yes women out there, bro. There's nothing that don't mean I still think Gervonta comes back and he beats Lamont Roach. I still think Gervonta would beat Shakur. But I will say this too, because I think Shakur is a beast as well. If he fights Shakur and he's not locked in, I got Shakur. Duh. Just like vice versa. If Shakur's not locked in, I have Tank regardless, but I definitely have Tank then. Where's the conflict, bro? I don't understand the conflict. I don't understand. So yeah, I don't understand. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy. We should still have more likes than we have right now. But yeah, I don't think it's cowardice. Now, I don't think he's scared of Lamont Roach or scared of Shakur Stevenson or scared of. I don't think, you know, there's few fighters that I think are scared. Even Richardson Hitchens though. Maybe I'm naive too. I will say this. I don't really think too many fighters are scared. I don't think Zerto's scared of Jai Pattaya. I don't think Jai's scared of Zerto. I will say, I don't think anybody's scared of Bakram. I will say this, though, you know, shout out to, I was actually on Ryan Frazier's channel, and he was talking about this, you know, at 154, which is a hot division, to shout out to Boots. I don't think Boots is scared of anybody at 154. Why? Why would he be scared? Scared of what? Scared of who? Give me a second. Let me go blow my nose real quick. I'll be right back, chat. I'm gonna run this ad on y'all. Let me go blow my nose and use the bathroom.
Yo, Doc here from your favorite boxing channel, Dr. Boxing Talk. And I want to officially welcome you as a member to the Boxing Talk family, aka BTF. So I want to thank you. Your support is greatly appreciated, and this channel is nothing without you. So what do you get? Well, there's a multitude of perks that you get access to, like special member shoutouts when you enter the chat, and some other additional alerts. Not to mention these fire emojis. You get access to emojis like the GOAT, the GOAT, the face of boxing, the legend, the Ayo, and the No Diddy. Not to mention, you know, the GTD chain. You got to bring them out, and it wouldn't be the same if we forgot about
These biscuits.
and so many more. Not to mention, if you subscribe to some of the highest tier levels, you get to do things like pick the topic of discussion, and you get to have your very own emote. Yes, your ugly mug will be featured on the channel by yours truly. It's just another way for me to give back to my most loyal supporters. And of course, there's even more additional perks than that. But most importantly, you'll get the satisfaction of knowing you're a key, essential, imperative part to keep us going and growing. You know, we get the hustle off the muscle. So it's important that we rock together, you know? And remember, God is good all the time, and God is good. And you know that we prioritize facts over feelings, so that's why you rock with us. So big salute from Dr. Boxing Talk, and yeah, can't wait to see you in the next stream. Thank you for the support.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting.
Woo! All right, we back.
If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Shout out to Kendrick for his opinion. He said exactly that he don't have to appease us. Right. It would be nice. It would be nice, right? It would be nice. Hitches and Ortiz's backings are scary. Come on now. They probably are scary, yeah. But like, oh, I brought up Hitchens to say with the Subaru Matias thing. Like, I don't think Hitchens was scared of Subaru Matias. But I do think that he thought he was more of a threat than Liam Paro. You know what I'm saying? I think that he just felt that with the rehydration of the IBF, which I think is weak. I'm not saying I like it, but I think that he thought that he would be somewhat compromised, and he couldn't afford to be that compromised against Subaru Matias. But also the fight was never ordered. So I can't say that he's scared just because he didn't fight him when we thought he should fight him. You know what I'm saying? He should have fought him, I mean. So yeah, I don't really think that too many fighters are scared. I'm gonna get to Boots in this. I want to comment on what Unity said though. Shout out to my brother Kendrick. He said, I kind of disagree, which is okay. He said because of the nature of the sport, he earns his money off patronage. So he does have an obligation to his fans. And Ty says facts. I disagree wholeheartedly though. I'm with B-Dog. I have Roach beating Pitbull as well, Anubis, but I'm not mad. Hey, Pitbull's one of my favorite fighters to watch, man. He's exciting. I've never seen a dull or boring Pitbull fight, so I love it. But I think Roach is going to beat him, especially just thinking about the Rayo versus Roach fight. I mean, Ryo versus Pitbull fight. I think Lamont Roach could implement a similar game plan, and we already know what Pitbull's going to do, right? He's very one-dimensional. That one-dimensional he does very well. You know, he approaches you, applies pressure, and he doesn't get tired, and he's durable. But you know, I think a guy like Roach could game plan against it. But I disagree with what Kendrick said. I'm not saying I don't respect it. I think ideally we want the fighters to be people's champion, and that's what I think that, in my personal opinion, I think Kendrick is what he says. He earns money off them, so he has an obligation to his fans. No, those are people's champions. You know, it's like I brought up. I know it's a different nature, right? It's a different sport, but that's like saying, oh, it's Kevin Durant's responsibility to make sure that there's parity in the league. No, it's the league's responsibility, if they don't like it, to make it more difficult or make it impossible for players to team up like that and make super teams. It's not Kevin Durant's fault. He has the option as a free agent to do what he wanted. And what he wanted to do was join the Golden State Warriors. I could say it's weak, in my personal opinion, from a competitive standpoint, if I want to say that. But I also applaud him. That's why I can never be too mad, because he's exercising his right to do what he wants. If the Thunder wanted to trade Kevin Durant to the Sacramento Kings without his consent, if it was in his contract, they would trade him. We don't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? So I know it's different sport, but even with boxing, no, I think the only time boxers have obligations is when they're champions. And so if he's a WBA champion and they're allowing him, once again, go back to what I said before, if they're allowing him to fight or not fight who he wants, that's not on Tank. That's not on Canelo. That's not on any champion. That's on the sanctioning bodies to enforce them to fight who they want them to fight. But no, they want to be greedy and make sure that the belt is in the hand of the guy who makes the most money. He wasn't given this position. We don't like Tank because he came from Baltimore or his name's Gervonta. We like Tank because he's entertaining us. So that is the trade right there. He's entertaining, and by being entertaining in his fights, we pay money. We don't just pay because if that's the case, then Janabek would be more popular. We don't just pay to pay, bro. Or give me another fighter that's not popular. I don't know. Lewis Crocker. If it's just to give money to people because we're nice and we're just paying to watch anybody box, then a lot of fighters would be in the same position as Canelo, Tank, and Anthony Joshua. It's more than that. It's about your marketability. It's about your charisma or whatever it is, or your fighting style, whatever people like about you. You see what I'm saying? So no, I don't think he has a responsibility. I think I agree, as a title holder, he has a responsibility to uphold whatever the standard they set as a titles for the titles. But if Gervonta Tank Davis, that's why I said that I think he should be stripped because of WBA. But if he wasn't a belt holder, I couldn't say nothing about him fighting Jake Paul. That's the only fair critique, is the fact that he's fighting Jake Paul as a belt holder. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I think is weak. But it's like Floyd. Floyd go fight who he wants, but he's at the end of his career. If Tank wants to retire tomorrow, that's on him. I'm not getting punched on. I'm not throwing punches or getting punched on. They don't. I disagree with that 1,000%. I think that sounds good because, once again, entitlement. Oh, we're paying this money for this fighter. I want the best to fight the best. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that, it's okay that he doesn't fight. No, I want to see Tank versus Shakur. You know that. That's one of my favorite fights to happen in boxing. Tank versus Shakur, Ja Pataya versus Gilberto Ramirez. I want to see Bivol and Beterbiev trilogy. I want to see Cinnamon and Dave Benavidez, but I don't think that they're obligated. No, I think obligated is a strong word. I don't think they're obligated to do anything unless, it's just abide by whatever the rules the sanctioning bodies establish. If they don't want to enforce it, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that. Nah, I'm with B-Dog 1,000%. 1,000% on that one. But I understand that sentiment too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're wrong for feeling that way, because that makes sense too. I just don't. I just disagree. But even shout out to my brother Ty. He said even with your example of Walmart, they still try to pander to our community for our patronage by promoting their partnerships with Black and Brown owned businesses like Target too. Yeah, I don't think they're obligated. I have Roach schooling people. I hear Rolly is out the Manny bout. What's next for Manny? If so, yeah, man, there a lot of rumors. That's what the topic was today, Rick Tibbs, is that a lot of people are saying that it's Lomachenko. People are saying it's Errol Spence. People are saying it's Mario Barrios. I'd heard all types of crazy stuff from people with inside sources. So we'll see who it is. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's next for Manny. Could it be? Hell, it could be. Who else is a 147? We know it's not Brian Norman and Devin Haney, right? Because Brian Norman's a WBO belt holder. He's fighting Devin Haney. It could be, I don't know. Rolly Romero might still be Rolly, and Rolly just strips him. You know what I'm saying? Allows the WBA to strip him, and he still fights Rolly. I don't see that happening because I think Manny Pacquiao's chasing legacy. I think he wants to be a title holder. Hell, he could turn around and fight Lewis Crocker. If you're Lewis Crocker, even though you just got out of a fight, I bet you'll take that against Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Get your name up. You feel me? So yeah, it's just rumors abound. Exactly. So everybody talk about they got inside sources. I literally heard for people that have inside sources that is Errol Spence is next. I heard somebody else. Oh, Ryan Garcia. I heard Ryan Garcia. I heard Vasiliy Lomachenko. I heard Mario Barrios. I've heard Errol Spence, and I've heard Rolly still. So I don't know, Rick. So I'm gonna keep my eye. You know me, how I do my work. So we usually, I ain't gonna lie, I might put my neck on the line as a guy who, as a content creator that doesn't have like any type of link to a promotion or any alignment or allegiance to any type of promotion or entity like that in a physical capacity. I would say that I'm the most accurate, bro, because I'll let you know when I'm speculating. I'll let you know when it's real. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't heard anything that's legit yet. I heard a lot of shit. I ain't heard a lot of shit that's real. You feel me? So yeah, man, don't forget to smack that like button. Also, check out the Patreon. We do a lot of behind the scenes footage on the Patreon, man. Check out the Patreon. Let me drop the link right now, man. Shout out to all the members on the Patreon. It really helps. You feel me? You could join for free, but throw your boy $1. That helps keep us going and growing and keeps us outside. You know what I'm saying? Going to events. It helps pay for food. Helps pay for room, boarding, travel expenses, gas, tickets if we got to buy it, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mega Box Media in the building. What's good, brethren? But yeah, man, you gotta just support the hustle. But so Manny Pacquiao, I don't know what he's gonna do now. I just know he's fighting in January according to his own admission, right? He dropped what's it called? He dropped a announcement video, you know what I'm saying, about coming back in January. So that'd be interesting. We did call this though. Remember I said that Manny Pacquiao and Sebastian Fedora and Thurman and all that are going to fight on the same card. I did speculate that, like I said, it was a hypothesis, an educated guess. These guys just be out here guessing. They don't be, you know what I'm saying? They don't give an educated guess. You feel me? That's the difference between me and them. I have a reason for my thinking. I don't just blurt out whatever pops in my head like a 2-year-old child. You feel me? But yeah, so we called that one. I called that when the Fedora Thurman fight was announced and they announced that Pacquiao was coming back in December. I said, man, don't be surprised if they put those cards together, and that's what they're doing in January, according to rumors. We'll see if things change. But yeah, so yeah, man, I think that I think it's a good look though, man. I think if the rumors are true right now about it being, because they're saying that Foster and Fulton are still fighting in December, they just might be added to the Roach and Pitbull card. That card just turned up. You feel me? And then if the Manny Pacquiao card is true, that Manny Pacquiao, whoever he's fighting with Sebastian Fedora and Thurman in January, good Lord willing, that fight just turned up. So those are good cards, man. It might not be, well, no, I think they're good. I was gonna say they might not be the best relative to freaking Riyadh season and what's coming up in November, good Lord willing, but that's a great card. Don't forget to smack that like button. I don't care if you just came in, popped in to say your name and pop out. Hit that like button for your boy, man. Keep us going and growing. Shout out to my brother Ty. He said Discord. Yeah, man, I'm gonna open up the Discord. I want to talk about this Boots Ennis card before I get sidetracked. I'm gonna open up the Discord. This Boots thing, when people saying Boots is scared. Jerron Boots Ennis, the American phenom, former unified WBA IBF champion, former Ring Magazine belt champion as well, man. You know what's crazy, man? I had a discussion with somebody on Twitter, about Jerron Boots Ennis resume. No, matter of fact, it was Stephen Bredman Edwards, and I put a comment and somebody commented to my comment, stuff like that. But he said that Virgil Ortiz's resume is better than Boots's resume. I said, huh? He said Virgil Ortiz's resume is better than Boots's resume.
What?
I'm gonna say that one more time for those in the back. Stephen Bredman Edwards, who's a coach of Caleb Sweethand's Plant, one of my favorite fighters, he said that Virgil Ortiz's resume is better than Jerron Boots Ennis's. How? So a guy who's never been a champion, he's an interim champion for the WBC right now. Never been a champion though. His resume is better than a guy who was not just a champion, but a unified WBA IBF champion and a Ring Magazine champion. But I thought Max Kellerman told us that all the other champions weren't real unless you're a Ring Magazine champion. But Jerron Boots Ennis though. Somehow a guy who never been a champion at all, real or fake, has a better resume than Jerron Boots Ennis, who's been unified. Like, bro, that's what I say, but some people just be just be blurting out anything without thinking. Now, this is what I think he meant to say, but once again, it's not my responsibility to interpret what grown men who are fully capable of articulating themselves and communicating effectively. Gosh dang, I couldn't right there. But who are fully capable of articulating effectively and accurately. It's not my responsibility to interpret what they're saying. Now, if you want to say Virgil Ortiz's last 2 fights against Israel Madrimov and Serhii Boachuk, and even his upcoming fight against Erickson Lubin, from a personnel standpoint, they're more impressive. Yeah, I agree. I think Israel Madrimov, I would say that the best opponent that they faced between Boots and Virgil Ortiz would go with Virgil's favorite in Israel Madrimov. Being the fact that Israel Madrimov was a WBA undefeated champion at 154, and then he shared the ring with the greatest fighter of this current generation, Terrence Bud Crawford. So yeah, I would say he has the best. But then after that, I think the second best would go to Boots with Stanionis, the undefeated Lithuanian champion, how he became unified. And then after that, I would go with Karen Chukazan, who just won a fight this same weekend that Boots did. I don't think Virgil has a better win than that. I wouldn't put Serhii Boachuk over Karen or Stanionis. Would you? I wouldn't. Serhii Boachuk just lost to Brandon Adams, and I like Brandon Adams, but I don't hear anybody talking about how good Brandon Adams is. So that win isn't aging well. And you might say, oh, yes, Kavalauskas. Okay, well, then Jerron Boots Ennis has David Avanesian. Right? You say, oh, he has Maurice Hooker. Virgil Ortiz has Maurice Hooker. Okay, well, then Jerron Boots Ennis has, what's my boy, Royman Villa. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, and then not to mention, on top of personnel, he also has belts, accolades. I would put Boachuk over Karen. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Put it like this. Shout out to Boachuk, right? I like Boachuk. Boachuk lost to Brandon Adams twice, right? He arguably lost to Michael Fox, which I like Michael Fox, my guy, but I'm saying that was a controversial win. I'm not saying that's a bad loss. He won, but that was controversial, right? And one of those, he got stopped. Karen only lost to Boots. And he's never been stopped. You see what I'm saying? Karen's never been stopped. Hell no, I'm not putting it. Boachuk is more popular than Karen. I think Karen has a better chance of being a belt holder at 147 than Boachuk has a chance of being a belt holder at 154. Or just period. I think Karen, bro, if Karen fights Barrios, I think the majority, I like Barrios. Barrios is my guy. I would favor Karen. If Karen was fighting Lewis Crocker, I have Karen. These IBF champion Lewis Crocker, I have Karen beating him. WBC champion Mario Barrios, I have Karen beating him. I like Mario Barrios, he's my guy, but I got to keep it real. WBO champion Brian Norman, I might have Brian Norman. I would be favoring Brian Norman to beat Karen, but that's a good fight. Who else? Who's the WBC champion at 147? Barrios. WBA champion Rolly Romero, I would have Karen beating Rolly. Shout out to Rolly, but I have Karen beating Rolly as well. Hell nah. Hell nah, but I don't have Boachuk over. I don't think anybody has Boachuk over. Maybe Fundora, because Fundora lost to Brian Mendoza, got put to sleep. Maybe Boachuk could hit him with a banger. But outside of Fundora, I think Xander Zayas will be favor over Boachuk. I think, who's the WBA 154? Abbas Barao, that's a good fight. I'm leaning towards Abbas Barao. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Abbas Barao, but that's a good fight. I would lean towards Abbas Barao. But that's a good fight, though. I ain't gonna lie. WBC, Fundora, we talked about. WBO. Who's the WBO at 154? Xander Zayas, already talked about. WBA, Abbas Barao. IBF at 154 is who? Bakram. I have Bakram over Boachuk. Karen, not to be effed with. Come on now, Rand. Shout out to my brother Unity, though. You know what I'm saying? Serhii and Kevin skill-wise is very close. People saying they got Serhii because how big he is at the fight with Virgil. Yeah, we all know styles make fights. Yeah, no, I think Karen's way more craftier than Serhii. Serhii doesn't really move. I think Karen skill-wise is much better than Serhii. I think Serhii has the power for the equalizer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying he's basic. He's not basic. He's good. But I think Karen is more crafty. Is craftier than Boachuk. But I ain't mad at Kendrick though. If you pick Boachuk, I'm not saying that's a bad. I'm not saying it's like a huge gap, but I think it's a clear gap. He said Karen and Boachuk don't. Yeah, I agree. MMA boxing addicts. I gotta disagree with you. I'm with Tay on that one. I think Karen has has much better skills than Boachu. But like I said, I'm not saying that the gap between their level is huge, but I do think it's clear. Yeah, Karen's not to be effed with. I think Karen could be a title holder. I think Karen and Stanionis, I might lean towards Karen to beat Stanionis. The win over Boachu was controversial, so he looked bad in that one also. Right, exactly. But yeah, but still people saying that Virgil Ortiz, I like Virgil Ortiz, but you know, his like I said, what he has done lately has been better. Yeah, because he's fighting guys that we know. We know Erickson the Hammer Lubin. We know Israel Madrimov. We know Serhii Boachu. But even those guys that we know, nobody knew Serhii Boachu really. No disrespect. But how much do you really know them? How much can you honestly say you know them? So yeah, they're bigger names, but Jerome Boots Ennis, like I think Jerome Boots Ennis, to say that he doesn't, like, that means that you are completely disregarding belts. But then at the same time, you'll tell me that belts don't matter, right? But then the same people will tell me that, oh, well, you know, Stanionis has a belt. This person has a belt. It's like, you can't conveniently tell me when belts are significant or insignificant. You see what I'm saying? I think belts always should mean something. It's like, you know, shout out to Ryan, with Boots being a unified Ring Magazine belt holder, that means something, bro. So if Virgil fought better people than Boots, well, then he's a freaking retard, because how can you fight strong opposition and none of them had a freaking belt? You feel me? So if Boots is fighting tune-ups, how come Virgil Ortiz couldn't fight tune-ups and get a belt? That's what somebody told me. Oh, yeah, Virgil Ortiz has a better resume than Boots. All Boots fights is tune-ups. Okay, well, then I guess Boots is a genius. And shout out to Bozy Ennis and shout out to Eddie Hearn, because he's fighting nobodies and he was a unified champion while fighting nobodies. And that one of the nobodies that he beat when he was an undefeated champion in Montes Stanionis, the Lithuanian, he's still ranked number 2 despite his loss in the Ring Magazine. We care about the ring, right? Conveniently. So when you're a Ring Magazine belt holder, it's all love. It's, oh, that's why you're good. But then when Boots has a Ring Magazine belt, it's because he fought nobodies. But Janabek is a boogeyman, and you can't name me 3. I challenge anybody right now. I need your honesty, right? I promise you I'm not looking at anything. Matter of fact, let's go to my thing. This is what I'm looking at right now, my Discord, because I'm about to join the Discord. I challenge anybody in the chat right now to name 5 people that Janabek fought. And pull up on the mic too. Don't just type it, because don't reference Google. Don't reference BoxRec. Don't reference any external source. Tell me 5 people. Tell me 3 people that Janabek fought. 3. Tell me 3. But you can't do it, right? But at the same time, you tell me Janabek's a boogeyman. I'm not saying I think Janabek's a beast, but we don't know that off of who he fought. But then you tell me Janabek is a beast because he's a unified champion at 160. But then you'll also say, oh, 160, nobody's there. That's why Janabek. You'll tell me nobody knows Janabek because he's in a weak division and nobody knows anybody. Nobody's there. But then Gerard Boot Ennis, who you could also say a similar thing, who's in a comparable division when it comes to lackluster names, no disrespect, or low profile names, you'll tell me, oh, he hasn't fought anybody. He only fights tune-ups. Well, it's also because his division is barren as well. And while his division is barren, not only is he unified, just like Janabek, he was also a Ring Magazine champion, unlike Janabek. But Tim Bradley will tell me Janabek is a monster, but simultaneously tell me that Boots has to do more. The guy who actually, literally, and factually did more. bro, Janabek, shout out to B-Dog. Denzel Bentley's his best win. Denzel Bentley's his best win. His second best win is probably Stephen Butler. I'm not referencing Google. I just rock with boxing like that. His next best win is probably Endam Giacomo. His next best win is probably, I don't know, Andre Mikhailovich. His next best win is probably Alexander Vaughn. His next best win is probably Anwel Gamasenge. I could do that because I do this. Those are Janabek's wins. Everybody that I just named, you would say who? You would say who, bro? You would not notice anybody I just named. You would walk in the middle of the mall. You'd be checking out in Costco right beside them. You would not know they were a boxer. You would not know them from a can of paint. And that's no disrespect. It sounds like I'm being disrespectful. But I'm not being disrespectful. I respect Janabek. I think he's the best. But I knew Boots was the best at 147. Because that's what Ring Magazine and Unified does. That doesn't mean that I don't think Brian Norman and Boots would have been a good fight. But I do value the hardware. I do say that, okay, when you're unified, that puts you above the rest, whether it's just, even if it's just on paper. So don't tell me that Janabek is good and then tell me that Boots needs to do more. You can tell me that Boots needs to do more, but then you also have to keep the same energy and tell me Janabek has to do more too. because he's not proven either. Despite being unified. Exactly. 1.5. Exactly, B-Dot. And you watch boxing. That's not an indictment to say that somebody's a casual because they don't know. Nobody knows Janabek, bro. But you tell me he's a boogeyman. But then Boots, he doesn't have a good resume. His resume is worse than a guy who's never been a champion. But then that same exact person will make a moronic, imbecilic statement and say that Virgil Ortiz, who's never been a champion, somehow has a better resume than Boots. You're disrespectful, bro. Just say that you don't like Boots and just say that you want certain people that look a certain way or come from a certain region, have a certain complexion or nationality. You think that they should do more than other people for whatever reason. I don't know. I can't relate, so I can't even make it. Shout out to Shawala Ya in the building. I just say thank you, Unity, for being honest. And you're also a person that knows boxing. I wouldn't be able to give you 3 if I didn't watch boxing a ridiculous amount. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. Everybody I just named, I couldn't tell you who they fought. So it's not like I'm saying like, oh, I'm trying to brag, like, oh, I really know boxing. No, I mean I do, but but the overall point is that I couldn't tell you. I could tell you who Denzel Bentley fought. I can tell you who Stephen Butler fought. But the majority of people that Janabek has fought, not only could I not tell you who he fought, I could not even tell you. I could tell you who he fought, but I couldn't tell you the people that they fought. Okay, I'm lying because I can tell you who Vaughn. As a matter of fact, Vaughn Alexander is about to fight Gabriel Rosado on the Danny Garcia card. So okay, man, I got to give myself more credit. I'm lying, but you get the point. The point is that the bitches don't fight nobody. That's what I'm trying to say. Shout out to Shawal, man. Go check out her dope channel, man. Shawal, yeah, dope streamer, dope person, man. One time for the queen, one time for the ladies. Janabek ain't fought nobody, but apparently he would beat Crawford. Come on now, Anubis. Exactly. He ain't fight nobody, but he'll beat Crawford. Get the freak out of here, bro. But I will say, I do think Janabek is the best, though. But on paper, Erislandy Lara should be the best. By our own definitions, right? By our own definitions, at 160, Janabek should be 3rd best, even though he's the most decorated. But you see, that's how people are contradictory. They will say Janabek is the best because he's the most decorated because he has 2 belts, he's unified. But then you'll tell me that Boots ain't beat nobody and he also has 2 belts and he was unified and he was a ring belt champion. You see how that works? People be capping, bro. It's lazy work, bro. It's lazy work. You know, they talk about crazy work. No, this lazy work. You would tell me because a guy has 2 belts, he's the best. And you can't tell me anybody he fought. But then another guy who you don't like for whatever reason, you got to explain. You'll tell me that he's not proven yet. And he fought more recognizable names than the guy you calling the boogeyman. It's lazy, bro. It's lazy work, bro. I guarantee you Tim Bradley can't name 5. Tim Bradley or anybody else calling Janabek a boogeyman, they can't name as many people I just named that Janabek just fought. I guarantee it. I'll put my bottom dollar on it. And Tim Bradley worked for Top Rank because he worked for ESPN. Janabek's a top-ranked fighter. So he should know because he should have been, if not working the broadcast, he should be watching. And I like Tim Bradley. I'm not knocking Tim Bradley, but I'm just saying it's very hypocritical and contradictory and disingenuous when you tell me that Boots needs to do more and then tell me that Janabek is a monster for the same exact reasons. That's all I'm damn saying. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Pat. I think Janabek is the best, but if you're going to go off of your own statement and say it's a personnel thing, well, who had the better personnel on the resume, Janabek or Erislandy Lara, who's the WBA champion at 160? I would think I don't have to think. We know it's Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara only has 3 losses. All of his losses are debatable, right? Erislandy Lara has all of his losses by split decision, 2 of them, and then 1 by majority decision. He has a split decision loss to Jared Swift Hurd. No shame in that. He has a split decision loss to my guy Cinnamon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a Cinnamon fan. Cinnamon is my #1 favorite fighter, right? I think Cinnamon lost to Erislandy Lara because, once again, I'm not a groupie. I love boxing. I like Cinnamon. I like the way he boxes the most. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorite fighters, but I don't cap for nobody. I've always said I think Erislandy Lara beat Canelo. But that was his split decision loss, right? So you can argue he beat Jared Swift Hurd. You can argue he beat Canelo. And then he also has a majority decision loss to another one of my favorite fighters, and Paul the Punisher Williams. God bless him. You know what I'm saying? He was paralyzed with a motorcycle accident. Those are his 3 losses. So already that puts him over Janabek, win or lose. Because Janabek doesn't have anybody close to the caliber of those fighters, right? But then let's talk about some of the people that he beat, right? Erislandy Lara, he beat Austin No Doubt Trout. Janabek doesn't have an Austin No Doubt Trout on his resume. You feel me? I don't even need to go no more. That's it. I mean, that's it. I don't even need to go no more. Bro, Lara just beat Danny Garcia. If Janabek fought Danny Garcia, the old washed up Danny Garcia, no disrespect to Danny Garcia, but if Janabek fought this version of Danny Garcia, that would be his best victory. Tell me I'm lying, bro. Tell me I'm lying, bro. So by their own statement, they don't even believe what they're saying. Lara should be the best at 160, even though he's 45,000 years old. He should be the best. And by the way, I have Lara, well, I ain't gonna say I have a beat in Janibek, but I do have Lara doing better than what people say against Janibek if that fight actually comes to fruition. I had Lara beating all of them to them. Come on now, D1. Come on now, D1. But I don't know what I'm talking about though. Yeah, just because I got a small platform. Don't worry. We gonna get up there. They gonna start coming to us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love the fakery and the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Keep on spewing that fakeness and that, because they gonna see the real. You may not see the real today. You may not see the real tomorrow, but you gonna see the real. Because we keep it real around here. We don't talk on things that we don't know. We don't fake the funk for nobody. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, it's gonna pop off. It's gonna pop off. Might take some time, but it's gonna pop off. It's gonna pop off. You know what I'm saying? They play, you know, they act like they know. We really know. We really know. Let me go to the channel. I think Tufo and Ty are back there chopping it up. Anybody want to join the call, man? I'll pull you up. 45,000 years. You feel me? You feel me, bro? The man 49. No, I'm just I think he's 42. He's 42 years old, if I'm not mistaken. 42 or 43.
Damn. I'm sorry.
And that's not old in life. He's not old in life, but if you're a top tier athlete that is getting on the back, that's definitely not the prime of your career is what I'm damn saying. That's all I'm saying. And he's not old in life, you know what I'm saying? God bless him, you know? Shoot. I'm pulling up on my 40 shortly, you know what I'm talking about? I'm in my late 30s, so he's not old in life, but when we're talking about boxing, that's pretty old, you know what I'm saying? And even then, he still has a better resume. Matter of fact, Carlos Adames has a better resume than Janibek. Oh, we could talk about it, though. The WBC 160-pound champion has a better resume than Janibek. Fuck is you talking about? Oh, but he's the boogeyman. Shout out to Bakram Murtazaliev. And that's the thing. We were talking about this in Ryan's stream. I rock with Ryan and his channel, man. Check out my brother Boxer Talk Up North, man. Big North. They were talking about this too, and not Ryan. Ryan was saying that he thinks, and this is something I've said a lot, right? He thinks that Bakram, I don't remember who was, somebody said that that belts people aren't really interested in the belts because Bakram's proof of that, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly, you know. And Ryan said something that I agree with 1,000%. I said this many times. Risks have to match the reward. If not, the reward should be higher than the risk, right? So I don't think people not fighting Bakram is an indication that people don't care about the IBF belt. I think it's more of an indication and a testament to his lack of promotions. When main event promotions are just not good, right? No disrespect to them, but they're not representing him well right now. So my point is saying that is that Bakram, it's not that people don't care about the IBF belt. It's just that you could get more money probably for fighting somebody else that is probably less dangerous than Bakram, which I gave similar to the example of Tank fighting Jake Paul. It's not that Tank is afraid of Shakur or Lamont Roach, but if you could get more money for a perceived easier fight, that's just basic economics. Of course you're going to go for Jake Paul, so I'm not mad at him. I as a boxing fan, I'd rather him fight Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson. I think that it's Shakur Stevenson, and I think that the freaking Jake Paul versus Tank fight is trash. You see what I'm saying?
Know your fucking place, trash.
But I don't think it's because he shouldn't be able to do what he wants to do. It's his life. You know what I'm saying? God is good. He blesses all, he gives us, all of us, God gives us the ability to make choices. So you make your own choice. But Bakram Murtazaliev fighting, not getting fights is not an indication that people don't care about the IBF belt. If that's the case, then why would Tim Tszyu fight Bakram? Exactly. So Tim Tszyu only fought Bakram. You didn't know about Bakram. None of us heard about Bakram, right? He fought Jack Koke for the belt. Tim Tszyu fought Bakram only because he had a belt. Am I lying, Shawa? Am I lying, Pat? D1, am I lying? Somebody check me if I'm wrong. Hey, I'm not above criticism now. Tell me, am I wrong? Why did Tim Tszyu fight Bakram? He didn't fight him because he was popular. He just lost his WBO and WBC belt. So it wasn't because he was mandatory. He just lost his belts to Sebastian Fundora. He fought him because it was what he perceived as a quick way to get a title so he could get back in the mix and be a world champion. But right now at 154, the reason why people aren't going for the IBF is because the risk of Bakram is greater than the reward in the belt. It's not because the belts don't matter, Because if there was somebody that they believe they could beat, they would definitely go for the IBF belt. It's not that people don't want a belt. It's just because the perceived risk, because how Bakram bink boop bopped, he bink boop bopped Tim Tszyu, they're like, okay, bet. If I could get a fight that's easier for more money, I'm gonna go that route. It's not because they don't want it. Erickson the Hammer Lubin was going for the belt. His last fight with Argiro Holmes was a title eliminator. He only did not go for the belt is because Virgil Ortiz is a bigger name, right? So it's not that belts don't matter. Bakram wouldn't get a fight at all if belts didn't matter. In fact, nobody would talk about Bakram if belts didn't matter. He wouldn't have bing boop bopped Tim Tszyu if belts didn't matter. He thought he was easy, right? Exactly. That's all. That's all. You could see a similar thing with Richardson Hitchens. I'm not saying Richardson Hitchens was scared. I rock with the Haitian American, you know what I'm saying, sa passe, Richardson Hitchens. But when Richardson Hitchens did not fight Subro Matias, once again, it's not his fault because it was never mandated. He was in the #1 ranked position, but he was never called. He was never ordered. So I got to give Richardson Hitchens that. I'm not saying he was scared of Subro Matias, but I am saying that he wasn't hell bent on fighting him, right? But then you saw how quickly he fought Liam Paro. And shout out to Liam Paro. I still rock with Liam Paro, our Australian brother. You know what I'm talking about? I rock with the Aussie brother from down under because Liam Paro was on some gangster shit where he fought Richardson Hitchens as a voluntary. He fought his mandatory as a voluntary. Let me say that one more time. The IBF champion, Liam Paro, fought Richardson Hitchens, who was his #1 ranked opponent who was in position to be the mandatory. He wasn't the mandatory. He fought him as a voluntary to show you that, hey, I'm not scared of nobody. You know who doesn't fight their mandatories as a voluntary, who's from the same exact country as my boy Liam Paro? Ja Pataya. Okay. But people scared of Ja Pataya though, right? Okay, but last time I checked, he fought Claudio Squeo, who was a voluntary. An undefeated Italian that never fought out of Italy. He fought him as a voluntary. But the guy in Zerto Ramirez, he's scared of Ja Pataya because he's fighting mandatories. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Zerto's fighting unifications with Chris Billiam Smith, and he's fighting what's my boy's name? He just Junior Dorticos as a mandatory, but somehow he's the one that's ducking. Badu Jack is also fighting a guy he was ordered to fight twice, not once but twice, in Noel McKaylen, but somehow they're the ones that are scared. The only one that fought a voluntary has been Ja Pataya. Twice. Jordan Thompson was also a voluntary. Jack One Smack Massey was also a voluntary. You know, Claudio Squeo was also a voluntary. But, you know, I'm not saying Ja Pataya is scared either. What I'm saying is that how can we say the guys that are doing what they're supposed to do are scared, but the guy who's fighting voluntaries is not? I don't think Ja Pataya is scared either. But he's the one that's fighting the voluntaries, not the other way around. I mean, it's just right there for you. It's documented. It's documented. It's documented, bro. But anyway, let me pull up my brother Pat. He said the way Tim Tszyu approached Bakram, he didn't see him as a threat. Come on now, Pat. He only understand once he was out there. It was too late then. He was out there. By the time he understood, he was already eating the punches like fight back.
Get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Fight back. Fight back.
He said some fighters actually want to test themselves, and I believe Tim Tszyu is one of those. Facts. Bro, I still rock with Tim Tszyu. Shout out to you, D1. I agree with that. And I caught some major heat because I was really high on Tim Tszyu. I'm not as high on him, but I still like him. I will always watch a Tim Tszyu fight. I've never been disappointed with a Tim Tszyu fight. Tim Tszyu is cut from the same cloth as Errol Spence, another one of my favorite fighters. David Benavidez, another one of my favorite fighters. I like Liam Paro a lot. Brian Norman, you know, I know people, you may or may not agree with the Norman and the Boots talk, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why that fell out, you know. I know money and stuff like that. You could say Brian Norman's scared or whatever you want to say, or Boots is scared. I don't really get into that. I like them both. Brian Norman, I think, is also one of those guys that's about that life. So I could never not like Tim Tszyu. He got his ass whooped now. He got cooked. He got cooked by Bakram. But I rock with Tim Tszyu. I always respect fighting. You can't tell me that Tim Tszyu's not down to fight anybody. Errol Spence not down to fight anybody. David Benavidez not down to fight anybody. I seen it. So let me pull up my brother Pat, and I'm gonna put, because hey Ty, let me know if y'all are back there talking. I'll pull both of y'all up. But let me pull up my brother Pat. I see Pat in the back. Shout out to my brother Pat Bandero, mi hermano, in the building. What's good, brethren?
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Cool, bro. Cool.
How you doing, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Uh-oh, I can't hear you if you're talking.
Hey man,
Oh, I hear you now.
shout out again with the Abbas Arau.
Hey,
Bro, that he's got a heart of a champion, man.
come on now.
Appreciate that. But yeah, man, 154, bro. You got 2 champions on your resume.
Hey, come on, man. Talk to him, bro. They don't even know it. They don't even know it, Pat. They don't even know it, man. Shout out to my brother Pat, man. You know what I'm saying? My Congolese brethren, man. French brethren, all that brethren, you know? Shout out to my brother, man. My brother Pat, bro.
You got 2 champ on your resume.
Come on, man. Talk to him.
That is a hell of a resume.
Hey, man. Thank you, bro. God
Hey,
is
man,
good,
they're doing your boy Rolly dirty, bro.
Doing them dirty, bro. Doing them dirty, man. Oh, hold on, Pat. Hold on, Pat.
What?
That's 3 champions. Rolly's a champ too, baby. There's 2 champions in the 154-pound division.
Yeah.
That's two champs in the 154-pound division, but you know what I'm talking about? Come on now.
Not bad.
Hey, I forgot too, Nana. You just reminded me. Shout out to you. You reminded me when you said Rolly. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Pat, man.
Hey, I don't know what the bro, like that Spence things, man. It bothers me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. Yep.
Man, like I know he's I know Spence. Hey, and Spence was my guy though. So like,
Yes, sir.
you know, don't get me wrong when I'm saying that. Bro, the man's got like dismantled by Crawford. He had car accident. He changed coach.
Come on now.
And now we have to. Well, I don't even know if he's got a coach. Does he have a?
Not that I know of. Yeah, not that. I see people. I see speculation like he spent some time in Philly out there with Stephen Bredman Edwards, and I've seen him with some other people, but I don't know if he really locked down a coach yet. So not to my knowledge.
Oh.
But you know, I ain't got inside sources though. You know.
I
You know what I'm saying? I ain't the one with the inside sources. You feel me?
And also like, so that wouldn't be no tune-up for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that is the style, the way Errol's fight. He doesn't fight like, you know, he doesn't want to get touched or like, you know, to try to circle people.
Come on now.
The dude goes into that smoke.
Come on now.
So like, man, and plus at the end of the day, he doesn't deserve to be straight away like, you know, coming to like, you know, a championship fight, man. Like, nah, bro. Like but you said it. You said it yourself, doctor. This is not the fighter's fault. This is the sanctioned bodies people. You know, like this.
Come on now.
These are the guys that making them rules, and you know, and I don't know why does Turkey don't like Rolly? What's going on with that?
I
mean, that's how I feel.
Say again.
I mean, that's how I feel.
No, you're right. I mean, Rolly said it. I think it's and there's, once again, I'm just going off of what Rolly said. Remember when he beat Ryan, like when he was about to fight Ryan, even after he beat him, he said that, you know, he wasn't treated fairly. He said that in a couple of interviews too, not just one time. So I'm sure that Turkey caught wind of that, you know, and that's why why he don't like him even more. Now, why he didn't like him initially, I don't know. Maybe, and I like Turkey, man. You know, I'm a proponent for Turk, man. You know, I think that he's good overall for boxing so far. That doesn't mean that everything he does good, but I think overall he's done more good than bad. He definitely done some bad too. But I would say this though, I think it's clear. I don't know, and you let me know what you think, Pat. I think it's clear that he has favoritism. I think that he treats
for sure.
Right. So I just think maybe Rolly is not one of his favorites, so he didn't treat him as well as he treated Ryan or Devin or whoever else that you want to, you know, maybe even Tio on that card, you know. I mean, hell, was Rolly even in the promo? Was I think his face was on the pizza box with Jose Carlos Ramirez, right? In that promo. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna tell you. This is why, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Remember that promo with Devin Haney and Ryan? First of all, it was disrespectful because they made it seem like it was already written that Rolly was gonna, that Ryan was gonna win and Devin was gonna win to set up the rematch. That's number one. That was disrespectful in nature, but Turkey has a reputation of doing that, right? He looked over William Skull. He was right, but you know what I'm saying? He does it all the time. He looks past opponents, right? He looked over what's the guy's name? Fumaledi Cafu when Bam beat him to get Puma, right? So he always looks over opponents, right? So that's nothing new. But in that promo, he focused on Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia really going in on the suing thing and then them fighting. It was a dope promo, but he looked over them. And then he didn't even have Arnold Barbosa in the commercial. And then he just shows Rolly and Jose Carlos Ramirez face on the pizza box. at the very end for like 2 seconds. The whole promo was Devin and Ryan, and they showed Teofimo at for like 5 seconds at the end, towards the middle, and then he didn't even show Arnold Barbosa wasn't even on it, and then Rolly and Jose Carlos Ramirez face on the pizza box. Yeah, it was the pizza. Thank you, B-Dog. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Disrespectful, bro.
It's not even like, even if you don't like the fighter, or if you know it's not your favorite fighter, he's still part of the show, so you have to.
Right.
And what's going on with that? I'm confused. That Loma.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was just being funny. I mean, well, not funny. Well, so some people I've been saying that Loma could be next for Manny. These are people with sources, so I don't know. I'm speculating. I'm just letting people know what people are saying. They're saying that Spence could be next, Rolly could be next, Ryan Garcia could be next, Lomachenko could be next, and Barrios rematch could be next for Manny Pacquiao. Basically, what I'm saying is that these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. They just say whatever, bro, and claim they have sources. Now that don't mean that one of those guys aren't next, but it's not because these people have sources, man. People just be capping, bro.
Yeah, man, they're doing that. Honestly, like, Rolly's not my favorite fighter. I'm not gonna like cap like he's my favorite fighter, but at the same time, he's, that's boxing. You have to. The dude is a champ. You cannot deny he's a champ. He's got them belt.
Come on now.
He might have ruined the script.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but that's the rules, bro. Like that's boxing, and boxing. That's what we love about boxing is upset. You know what I'm saying? So there's an upset. You have to accept it.
Come on now.
Move on from it.
Come on now.
So, as I say, like, the Rolly's not my favorite fighter, but he deserves his
respect, bro.
He deserves his respect.
Yeah.
First and foremost, he deserves the respect as a champion.
Right.
It might have been a bad night for Ryan. It might have been like, whatever, injury, whatever, but he still had to be there. He still had to, stick to his plan. And, the dude did his thing, man. Like,
come on now.
No, the dude did his thing, and now we cannot deny it. It's on record.
It's on record, bro. And shout out to Fighting Words with Bang. He said, Rolly said he wasn't treated right when he fought Ryan. Exactly. He said he didn't even have a hotel when he got to New York.
Yeah, I remember.
Come on, bro. Yeah, come on, bro. So Rolly said that stuff.
I think, and shout out to Rolly, because I think the fact that probably didn't apologize, that probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, that probably made like Turkey even more mad. You know what I'm saying? But the truth, you know what I'm saying? Like, he comes out at the end, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's dirty, bro.
Hey, Rolly was on his rest in peace, Dr. Maya Angelou, and Still I Rise. He was on the Still I Rise tip, man. He's like, hey, you ain't get me a hotel, still I rise. You ain't had me to win, still I rise. You feel me? Yeah. Shout out to Rolly, man. Yeah.
No, they just wanted him like to be just in the picture, but like he's more than a picture.
Yeah.
So, and that Salas is coach, right?
I think I think he still is. Yeah. I haven't heard any changes. Shout out to Average, someone in the building, big member in the building. Yeah, bro. Say Still I Rise, man.
I appreciate that, you what's up, and man, like, you're growing bit by bit, but you're growing, bro.
I appreciate you, bro.
People like start to respect you, you know what I'm saying? So
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. And like,
you're a big part of that too, man. So I don't take that for granted. So thank you.
No, man, like, I'm just someone who comes in cap, you know what I'm saying?
What's coming? I was gonna put on your timer. I was like, I'm gonna put on your timer. I was gonna put on this timer so you don't get to it. Shout out to my brother Pat, man. Nah, bro, you my brother, man. Hey, you more than just somebody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's a lot. Look, I don't take this for granted. I thank God for it, man. There's a lot of boxing channels. I know boxing is not a big sport, globally and everywhere, but there's still a nice amount of boxing channels. So for you to come and kick it with me, bro, that means a lot to me, bro. So I appreciate it, bro.
No, for sure, man. Hey, love, respect to you, bro.
God bless.
And I tell, like, we argue and stuff like that, but that's nothing to me, bro. Like, that's.
I appreciate that.
I'm saying, like, that's boxing, bro.
It's boxing, bro. Yeah, passion and facts.
Hi, my brother. Like, keep listening anyway.
Man, thank you, bro. I appreciate you coming through, man. God bless. Yes, sir.
Peace, bro.
Yes, sir. Let me pull up. Who's coming up first? Ty? You coming up first, Ty? And then I'm gonna pull up 2-4. Or 2-4 was first. Oh shoot, I pulled you up, bro. My fault. Want me to pull you back down?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I pulled you up. My fault. I thought you was ready. My bad. Want me to put you back down?
I'm ready.
Okay. Shout out to my brother Ty. I'm gonna get 2-4. And I'm gonna just bring up everybody after. I'm gonna let you get your own, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get your own off, and then I'm gonna pull up everybody. If we don't have any more callers. Shout out to my brother Ty though, man. What's good, brethren?
And I came and get my little dissertation on
That's good.
Richardson Hitchens.
Chill on Richardson, man. Go ahead, bro.
The man cat.
Oh Lord.
Because from a boxing standpoint, to any boxer, what he said or his reasons of sidestepping hit like Matias really ain't make sense.
Facts. No, I agree. I agree.
You say it's the
I give him a bone,
hydration,
but I agree.
right? But during the lead up to fight Paro, you same dude that said what you said on camera before exposed the fact that you never really actually had to abide by that hydration stipulation before. And the first time you did, during every weight check, you passed with flying colors. You were not disabled in any capacity.
Talk to him.
Then the stylistic matchup between the two.
Yep.
This is the reason why I really say it's Cat. Because the more physical guy, the puncher, somebody that needs the extra size, wouldn't it make more sense for you to fight him under that weight class stipulation?
Yep.
Because your style is predicated on finesse, being able to move, and your boxing IQ, not your physical attributes as far as your power and your output. So sitting there saying, "Oh, I wanted to do this so we could fight now," you're not fighting that boy.
Okay, see, I ain't gonna lie. I that rubbed me the wrong way too. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm with you on that. And when he did the little fake face off, they were talking with Subaru. I'm with you on that now. Shout out to Ty. I can't
And
argue
he
with
would have
that.
never publicly addressed it if he wasn't pressed.
I'm with you on that now.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
can't.
this
I
ain't the
can't be
first
mad
time
at
he's
that.
been publicly pressed like that.
What's the first time?
He let Keyshawn doink him in the back of the head.
Doink. Hey, Pastor, Ty out here snitching. Gotta put some cases on Ty. Hold on, Ty out here telling it all, boy. Tell it, bro.
All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
Man, what Keyshawn was saying over there on Cigar.
Oh, they done shot my boy. You see? You skipped out, bro.
Sitting there like,
Say it again.
You're not gonna say nothing. Whenever when he was on Cigar Talk telling the story when it was at the fight, he was sitting behind him. Your trainer turned around. Your man's turned around. You sat there and looked straight and ain't say shit.
Oh no! In front of his trainer too, not Coach Wilkins.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, Coach. What's his name? Lenny Wilkins, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Coach Lenny out there. Oh no, you supposed to be confident with your coach now. He's supposed to galvanize you now. Nah, bruh.
Now for Virgil, I feel like his is more nuanced because he doesn't really speak or snitch on himself. But the evidence shows he's a person that really struggles with weight.
Yeah, I
So
will give you that. I'll
the
give
reason
that.
why he wasn't inclined to fight background wasn't because he's he's afraid of him. It's just the simple fact that he feels like he's not gonna be at his best because of his problem with weight.
I agree with that. I will give. I like Virgil. I like Virgil. So I don't want anybody to think I don't like Virgil, but I'm not gonna take it's not Virgil's fault and put it on Boots because the fight's not happening. Nah, bro. We not going. I'm not going. But I do like Virgil though. I mean, how can you not like Virgil? He's a good dude. He says all the right stuff, but he move a little shaky.
Yeah, his people definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen a long history of them pulling their fighters out of fights, negotiations, just because they didn't get the better end of the contract.
Come on now.
Or they couldn't host the event themselves.
Come on now. Talking about Dallas and Errol Spence. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not going, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody. The only person you should be saying starts with a B. Boots.
We
That's
talking
it.
about a man that's still not medically cleared.
Right. Right. Man, talk to me, bro. I need some insight though, man. How was the event, man? You was there, front row. You know what I'm saying? Live and in color.
I'm not gonna hold you. I felt like everybody on that card was gonna get popped like the Clarissa Shields event.
Oh, it was heavy like that?
Yeah.
Oh man, they had the whole smoke cloud in there. So what he's talking about,
It was
chat?
not-
Clarissa Shields. I don't know if you remember when she had that little allegation. You know, it ended up being cleared away, rightfully so, because it was heavy smoke in the arena in Detroit, and they tried to make sure that she was on some marijuana or something like that. It was just because that's how heavy it was. That pressure had that pressure in the building. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah.
I just had to explain to everybody.
I was fried and I wasn't even the one smoking.
You feel me? Oh, I got high off the contact.
I had the hood up high, eyes extra low. It was nothing but ganja and muzzy oil.
Lit.
Muslim oil.
Lit in there.
Yeah.
Overall though,
I
it was a
Vito though.
Vito. Yeah, he did his thing, man. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I was like,
Yep. My bad. I said Vito. Sorry, Guido. I meant to say Guido. My fault. Yeah, Guido did his thing, man.
I thought the Canadian was gonna put hands on him. I thought I was wrong.
I'm gonna be honest though. I don't think you're wrong for that because I mean we saw Guido last and he got hands put on him by Richard Torres Jr. You know what I'm saying? And I was wrong too. I was actually went in there. I wasn't sure, but I think my last pick I went with Alexis, man. Alexis Barriere, the Canadian brethren. But Guido Vianello, man, he did his thing, bro. I don't think you're wrong for picking against him. He had but Alexis. I didn't realize Alexis' feet was so bad though. Of course, you ain't gonna see that in the highlights. I can't, you know, I seen Alexis fight a couple times live, but it's not like anything that stood out to me, you know. And yeah, he just shout out to Guido Vianello, man. He looked ferocious. Who would you like to see him next? I mean, I know obviously he called out AJ like everybody calls out AJ, but would you like to see that next, or maybe Makhmudov, or oh, I'm sorry, not Makhmudov. He already beat Makhmudov. Yeah, maybe try to avenge the Efe Ajagba loss, because I'm not gonna lie, you know, Efe Ajagba is my Nigerian brethren, but I thought he lost that fight, bro. I do feel Vianello on that. He could have stepped up and did a little bit more, of course, but I thought the rightful victor should have been Guido, in my personal opinion. Over my brother
thinking about
Efe.
Efe, either him or damn it, I always forget his damn name. The guy from Top Rank, the heavyweight, Latino kid, American. Torres.
Yeah, Richard Torres Jr. But remember, you want to try to get that back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know if he
either Richard or Efe.
Okay. Yeah, get it back. I'm not mad. Hey, we tell other fighters get it back. Shoot, yeah, go get it back. I mean, AJ, he called out. I'm not really feeling that. I wouldn't mind it. I like Makhmudov and AJ better. I ain't gonna lie. just like I said, just aesthetically speaking, I feel like you got the big black Englishman versus a big white Russian. I think that'll turn up for heavyweights real quick for boxers. I think that's an easy sell. I have AJ smoking Makhmudov, but I just think, you know, but Guido, AJ's cool, but I agree with you. I think go get it back with Efe Ajagba. You know, you have the Nigerian versus Italian, or the American Richard Torres Jr. I think that I would like him and Frank Sanchez, but you know, Frank Sanchez is already spoken for, like with Daniel Dubois. So yeah, I would like that fight, man. I mean, Ajit Kabayel, he has a fight I think he has a homecoming fight in Germany. I can't remember his opponent. Nobody that we would really hear of. So yeah, everybody else is really accounted for, man. I guess Bacoli. I don't know what Bacoli got going on. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Guido versus Vianello. Guido Vianello versus the two you said. Torres get it back. FA get it back. Shit, why not? Why not, man? Java says, I thought Barriere was too. Yeah, he was until Guido decided to just bet. Man, hey. Yeah, that boy looking. I'm going to be honest. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it, man, because I think that looks bad on Sugar Hill, man. Well, how y'all feel?
I agree. Because it was like, what was he telling him in that corner?
Exactly. I like Sugar Hill, but man, that look bad, man. My boy Sugar Hill, man, he been taking L's like crazy lately. At least I ain't gonna say like crazy, but gosh, Lee, bro. It's like he almost like what's the opposite of a rabbit's foot? What's the opposite of good luck? He almost he like bad luck in the gosh dang. Like, I don't know, a demon's foot. I don't know what it is, man, but he be having too much fun, bro. He be looking like he be having too much fun, bro. Like it's okay to have fun, but you got to be getting dubs with the.
Ew, live, I was sitting there questioning, yo, what the fuck is he saying to him? But after watching the actual broadcast, I was like, oh, this dude might not be interpreting what he's saying correctly, or he's just not listening.
Maybe. I ain't think about that because I don't hear it when I'm up here calling the fight, so I couldn't even hear what he was saying, and if he was saying anything, man. I like to give him the benefit of the doubt, man, but he just be looking like, and maybe it's my fault too. Maybe I'm holding his Tyson Fury stuff against him. Because like how he always talk about, we gonna have booger sugar and strippers.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. You can't be doing that and be losing, bro. Alexis Barriere, for better or for worse, unrecognizable or not, he was undefeated, man. And Guido Vianello coming off of an L, right? I don't think he fought since he lost to Richard Torres. Did he have a comeback fight? Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't think so. And then you get, what I'm saying? I'm about to look it up right now. Said, yeah, Sugar Hill was with Shishkin too. Come on now, Shaw. Yeah, he was with Shishkin too. Exactly. He was with Vladimir Shishkin. Yeah, Guido Vianello, he coming off the L of Richard Torres. That wasn't even close. So one, like, he was facing somebody that's like, oh, he's on a mean streak, and Alexis Barriere is undefeated, so it's supposed to be a tough fight. Don't get me wrong, this is a step up for Barriere, but nah, man, this just looks bad, man. I forgot he was with Vladimir Shishkin too. Shout out to Shawa, yep, against Osley's, right? Against Ozzy Iglesias, right? This is looking bad now. It's looking bad. What happened with Sugar? He just looking bad, B-Dog. He looking bad, baby. The only fight I care for AJ to have, yeah, is Fury. I agree. Wilder's too watch. Yeah, I don't want Wilder versus AJ anymore. I feel like they're all on the decline, but I think Wilder's on the most significant decline. Yeah, I'm with you on that, George. If I missed a message, I apologize. Trying to get everybody. Is Sugar Hill overrated as a coach and riding on? He might be, man. He might be, man. Rest in peace, Emmanuel Stewart. You know what I'm saying? One of the best coaches to ever do it.
I don't think anybody was ever really high on him. He was slightly above average, right where he belongs. I don't want to be like overbearing on him or the fighter.
Right.
I think it was just a communication error because I saw him verbally call for him to go out there. He called for a specific combination set.
He
and
ain't
he
get
kept
it.
his hands up. He walked out there and got sat the fuck down.
Like he was supposed to. That's a crazy part.
He put his hands up.
And did not put his hands up. I don't know what he was doing, bro. I know what he was not doing. I can tell you what he wasn't doing. But what was he doing, bro? I can tell you what he was. I can tell you what he was. Bro, he looked like... But that's the thing.
Like, all right.
No, go ahead. My fault.
I was going to say, it was just like, all right, he's a decent trainer, but
yeah,
his fighter obviously did not have the skill pool to pull from the, do the game plan that was laid out for him.
Yeah. And what scared me too, I mean, well, what made me a little bit cautious and a little I was a little suspicious when I saw the warm-ups, man, that they showed on the on the Jumbotron.
Oh,
bro, he looked shaky in there. I was like, but they don't even look like they're on the same page in there. Like, if you go back and watch the broadcast, the man do a combination, and Sugar Hill looked at him with the wide eye and said, nah. And they did a different one. Like, bro, it just looked funny, bro. And then now in hindsight, it looks even worse now because he got packed up. And like I said, shout out to Sugar Hill, man. I got to rap with Sugar Hill. Dope dude. I met him at the last fight. Yankio Rivera versus Angelina Cordova. Cool dude. Got to chop it up with him. He said, hey man. I said, bro, can I get an interview? I never forget him, but he said, hey man, I gotta get a couple more drinks. I said, all right, I respect it. But we talked for about a good 10, 15 minutes. The man thought he knew me. He said, don't I know you? I said, no, man. Hey, Sugar Hill be lit, bro. Hey, yeah, I can't be mad at somebody enjoying life, man. Shout out to him. I said, no, man. I should have said, yeah, let me go back to your section with you, hell.
Man, that boy Sugar Hill was ready to go to Club Risque.
Mm,
He's about to go to Sin City.
mm,
That boy was about to go to the Oasis. He
mm.
was not worried about that damn fight.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Tighten up, man. You gotta tighten up, man. You said he ain't even worried about the fight. Come on, bro.
That's all the gentleman spots. The
I
good
already
ones.
know. I already know. As soon as you say the risque, we already know what time it is. Hey, Pat, you can pull back up though, bro. I thought Tufo was pulling up. I think he said he had to go do something. So, yeah, pull back up, bro. We just chopping it up now.
Shit, he's about to go to Delilah's.
That sound like a freaky joint there.
Yeah.
The loyalists sound like the spot. And you talking about?
And it was open too.
See that? That boy be wildin', man. Boy, so what you think about Boots called out all the folks, and what do you think about, realistically speaking, who you think is next? Do you think Virgil is next? Because I'm gonna be honest, before you even answer, regardless of Virgil and Lubin, I think it's a good fight. But regardless of how it goes down, I don't think Virgil gonna fight him, man. Hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised and calling it. I'm not saying Virgil's scared. Well, I mean, I guess kind of. I don't know what else to say, you know. But I just don't see that, man. I'm not even saying next, Ty. I don't see it at all. What you think?
It's whatever Oscar and his delegation want to do. I feel like they're gonna wait till 60, or at least when they have a clear size advantage.
Exactly. That's what I think as well. Exactly. And like, obviously, right, the obvious move would be Barral, but like we already talked about, it seems like Abbas Barral was willing, but his priorities are with Xander Zayas. You know, both of them, they've been in contact already, communication, negotiations. Hey, Tay, pull up, Tay. The link is in the chat, bro. It's pinned in the chat. Shout out to my brother, Boxing Talk up north, man. My brother Big North in the building. Yeah, sir. Y'all go check out my brother, man. Boxing Talk. Ryan Fraser, Boxing Talk up north, man. That's my guy right there, man. Shout out to him. Check him out. Dope channel right there, man. Anybody got a channel, man, feel free to drop it in the chat too as well, man. We spread love around here, man. It's a competition, but it ain't a competition where we knock each other down. It's a friendly competition, man. Competition, people think competition, you're supposed to try to diminish someone's a reputation or shit on somebody. Nah, bro, we all competing. I want to be the best. It's like y'all want to be the best, but it's friendly competition, man. You know what I mean, homies? I have that I did better. Man, we used to compete with everything, not just sports. You know, we compete on the football field, basketball field, track. We try to beat each other. We're not trying to sabotage each other. You see what I'm saying? So you can have healthy competition, bro. That's a thing. You feel me? We would compete with grades. I'm not trying to sabotage their grades. We compete in everything, man. You guys dang right. I'm trying to be the best, but I ain't trying to take food off my brother's plate. Hell no. What type of shit is that? There's enough room for all of us, man. Everybody eats, B. Everybody eats. That's what I'm paid in full. You know what I'm saying? Out here trying to be Rico and shit. There's a whole bunch of Ricos out here, man. We got to weed them out. You know what I'm saying? Stop being Rico, man. Be Money Mitch. You feel me? Be A Boogie. Be A Boogie and Money Mitch, man. Stop being Ricos. Whole ass Rico. Shout out to Joaquin in the building. What's good, brethren? Z Pacino in the building. What's good, folks? But yeah, man. Like,
I know a Rico.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, you say you know a Rico? Yeah.
Out here, handling platform.
Come on now.
Platform.
Come on now.
Closed doors.
Come on now.
Asking for favors.
No, a couple Ricos. I could debut quite a few Ricos in this. A Rico popped up when I was interviewing Abbas Barral too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen him before, but all of a sudden they want to talk. You know, a couple Ricos. We gonna let them slide though.
Yeah. Can I give you my answer for who I think is up next for him?
Yes, sir. Please do.
From a stylistic matchup and as far as teams being willing to deal with each other, I feel like Bakram is next.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. I feel it too. I can feel it in the air. And guess what I also feel? When Boots, let me not say when, because I like Bakram. I think Bakram's top 3. And now I could actually assess Boots, because before I always refrain from answering when people ask me where does Boots rank in 154. I mean, I don't think I like Boots, but I can't rank him because he didn't have a fight there. Now he has a fight, and how it looked, I know it's not a big sample size. It's only one fight, and he smoked him. You know what I'm saying? One fight, 2 minutes. But I honestly don't think, and let me know how you feel, Ty, or anybody in the chat. Do you think that do you think that Weizma Lima gets packed up like that by anybody else? I don't think so. Not saying he doesn't lose. And styles make fights. You know what I'm saying? Look at Floyd Mayweather. He didn't beat Ricky Hatton as fast as, rest in peace, Ricky Hatton. He didn't beat Ricky Hatton as fast as Pacquiao beat Ricky Hatton, you know, but they both did the job. And I think, for me, I could argue that Ricky Hatton was almost as bad, was worse, his loss in Floyd, because the way that Floyd fights and the way he embarrassed him and check cooked him, made him go head first in the turnbuckle. You know, rest in peace, the late great Ricky Hatton, the Beast, one of my favorite fighters. But just because somebody beats somebody faster than you doesn't mean that you would beat them because they beat him faster. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, Floyd Mayweather beat Pacquiao, and Pacquiao beat Hatton faster. That's the point I was getting to. And Miguel Cotto as well, right? Look how Pacquiao did Cotto, another one of my favorite fighters. Look how Floyd did him. But that's styles, right? Even stylistically speaking, I don't think anybody. I think Weizma Lima and Virgil. I think Virgil beats him, but I don't think it's like I don't think it's easy. I'm not saying it's hard, but I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's gonna be like a Frederick Lawson or Thomas Delorme. I think Bakram beats him, Weizma Lima. Again, I don't think it's going to be some short shit. It might be 4 or 5 rounds, something like that. But the way Jerron Boots Ennis did that, bro, for me, he's top 3. It might be a little premature, but for me, it's top 3. Go ahead.
Without being hit.
Come on now.
He only got 2 clean punches.
Yep.
And I feel like those are just deflections, really.
Yep. That uppercut was so nasty, too. And he took a hit then. That's one of the hits I'm sure you're talking about. When he delivered that uppercut. That was nasty, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty and beautiful at the same time. Bakram might have given him the Tim treatment. I agree, Kendrick. But not 1 round, though. Juan, what's good? It's Jay Sharp. Shout out to Juan. Okay, that's my brother Jay Sharp in the building. Appreciate you, brethren. Yeah, YouTube is tripping right now. I got Boost top 3. Shout out to my brother Kendrick. I agree. Like that? No. Come on now, B-Dog. Not like that. Shout out to Joaquin. He said, what happened to Rolly? Greedy young scholar, my brother. Shout out to my brother Jay Sharp. He said, Rolly, well, they're saying that Rolly might be he's ordered to fight the WBA mandatory Shakram Gishov. And I want to emphasize, I like Rolly. Shout out to him. If he doesn't fight Shakram, he should be stripped. I keep the same energy, bro. So I want to make sure that y'all don't think that I'm saying, once again, it's a WBA, though. So shout out to Pat. Pat caught it, and everybody caught it. I'm not saying like, oh, I don't like Tank, or Tank's not doing what he's supposed to do. He should be stripped because he doesn't deserve it. No, I'm saying that it's the WBA that's not doing what they're supposed to do, bro. Everybody should have an opportunity to get what they are owed. At this point, Shakram is owed a title shot. So if Rolly, who's a champion, it could be, I don't know who else. It could be 147. Who's at 147? It could be Speedy Rashidi. Whoever's at 147, they're a title holder, and there's a mandatory waiting. By the rules of the sport, ideally, Shakram has a chance to fight. He should have that fight. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm saying that, when I say I like Tank, Tank's my favorite fighter, but if you're going to fight an exhibition and Gilberto Mendoza, the president of WBA, comes out and says that we're ordering or pursuing a rematch with Roach, and you don't do that, then I agree you should be stripped. It's not about me not liking Tank. No, I still think Tank is the best. Do I want to see him stripped? Nah. But I do think that I like boxing. I do think that standard should be set and met. But they're not going to be set or met or enforced, not because of Tank. It's because the WBA is conveniently selecting when they're going to enforce their rules, and their champions to fulfill their championship obligations. So I like Rolly. He's been on the platform. Shout out to him. I think he should be stripped if But more importantly, let me say it like this. I don't care if he gets stripped. I think Shakram deserves a title shot. I thought MJ Akhmadaliev deserved a title shot. That doesn't mean that I don't like Naya Inoue. I'm saying that, I'm hating on Naya Inoue because I think he should be stripped. No, but when somebody's a mandatory for 2 years, since you fought Louis Neary, and then you fought TJ Doheny, and then you fought Yi Jun Kim, and then you fought Ramon Cardenas, all while MJ Akhmadaliev was sitting there waiting for his WBA title shot, then you should be stripped. What's wrong with that, bro? That's the rules. Or it should be. I mean, that's what they said the rules are. So I'm not hating on any fighter. I like Rolly. But Shakram Giyashov, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to his daughter, his late great, deceased daughter. He deserves a shot, bro.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah.
because after the WBA rescinded his order,
Come on
he
now.
did the proper thing. Instead of sitting there and conceding to, I guess, the big name that came off the couch, he got his representation in order, and they petitioned him.
Come on now. But Doc's the hater though. I'm the hater though. It's crazy, bro. I'm a hater though.
They should just do what the IBF does. If you are a pre-existing mandatory, yo, if that champion don't want to fight you, you gotta come up off that belt.
Come on now. That's it. I'm not saying that the guy should be excommunicated for the sport, but let boxing let boxing live, bitch. That's it. Let boxing live, bro. That's how we get to know people. We would not have known Bakram Murtazalev had he not been an IBF champion. Shout out to the president, Daryl Peoples. You can be mad at IBF for enforcing mandatories. You got Dan Rafael, who's another boxing historian that says, "Oh, IBF and they're meaningless mandatories." Bitch, we know Bakram Murtazalev because he was the IBF champion, and not because he became the champion, but because Tim Tszyu targeted him. Why? Because he was a champion. Tim Tszyu would not have fought him if he wasn't a champion. So that's why we got to remember that this is what the belts are supposed to be. They're supposed to add what can I say, notoriety to you. You're supposed to add credit to you. You're supposed to add credibility to you is what I was trying to say, right? That's what the belts are for. Like, even when you talk about regional belts, shout out to my brother Ty. Like, we could say that, oh, we don't want regional belts. And there is, though, like, I know we have too many belts, but there are a purpose for, there are purposes for the belts. It's to give notoriety so somebody who is relatively unknown, we may know him now because he's the Southeast Asian champion, or they're the Northwestern regional belt holder, or they're the Commonwealth champion. These are for people to get notoriety. So, okay, bet I may not know him, but hey, man, he got a belt. I might know him now. I might pay attention now. You see? So, like, that's what they're for, bro. So when you say, oh, these belts don't matter, no, bitch, they do matter. They may not be everything, but they matter. They matter, bro. Because when you don't have a name, all you have is a belt. Everybody's not Ryan freaking Garcia, where you could be overweight, you could be a racist, you could be an ignorant drug cheating bitch and still be popular. Everybody doesn't have that benefit, bro. There's some Karen Chukadzians out there who you don't know unless he fights Boots. Who watched Karen fight this weekend? Nobody. He fought in freaking Latvia or some shit. No disrespect, shout out to my Latvian brethren, but I'm saying nobody's watching it, bro. But we watched Karen when he fought Boots. So some people don't have the name, bro, until they get the opportunity. And why did we watch Karen fight Boots twice? Because he was mandated by the IBF. Right. So you don't know these. We know Stanionis, not because he's some superstar, but because he was a WBA champion out of Lithuania. So a lot of times you got to realize that when we discredit these belt holders, we were missing the point. We don't know Abbas Barao. We didn't know him until he beat Jonas Tellis. This was supposed to be Jonas Tellis if it went by the script. Jonas Tellis would have been elevated by the WBA. We'll get Jonas Tellis versus Xander Zayas. That was the plan. But Abbas Barao, he messed up those plans, just like Rolly Romero did with Ryan Garcia. That belt wasn't for Rolly. That belt was for Ryan Garcia. Rolly just went in there and said, I'm not going. Just like Abbas Barao went in there and said, I'm not going against Jonas Tellis. And he took that. Now we're looking for him versus Xander. You think that there'll be, if Jonas Tellis won, and I like Jonas Tellis, and shout out to my brother Ty, keep me honest on that. I put too much love for Jonas Tellis. I still think he could bounce back. But if Jonas Tellis won, you think this would be a conversation of who would be next? It would be Xander Zayas, automatically. We probably would have already had a date. Because bitches know Jonas Tellis. And he's with the PBC. And then bitches know Xander Zayas. He's with the WBO and he's with Top Rank. The only reason why they're contemplating what's next for Xander Zayas is because they're seeing if Abbas Barao is worth if the risk matches the reward. Jonas Tellis, it would have. And they probably thought stylistically it was a better matchup for Xander. Come on now. Now they talk about Giovanni Santillan. Yeah. You feel me? You know? You think we would have... Come on now. What it is, Ty?
The backup plan.
Come on now. You see the plan B turn into plan A when plan A get messed up by Abbas Barao. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Now we turn into plan B. You think they plan for Xander to fight Giovanni Santillan?
I might be able to jump off the deep end and say Boots is number one at 54.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. Hey, a statement like, bro, I'm gonna shut up now, Virgil. I'm gonna shut up now. But I want to ask you, bro. When was Virgil ranked highly at 154? Wasn't it after? Was it before or after what he did in his first 2 fights? Oh, we lost you, Ty. Okay, he on mute. But this is what I'm saying.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, what you say?
That's I'm back. I was trying to figure out what the hell going on.
Well, okay. So my question was Virgil highly ranked as a 154 fighter before or after his first 2 fights? Like okay, when did he get hot? Was he ranked highly after Boachuk or before Boachuk? I guess is what I was trying to say.
After.
After he fought Boachuk, right? That's when people, I guess. Let me see how I can phrase it. How can I phrase it? Virgil Ortiz. Okay, let me rephrase that. When Virgil fought, I don't remember who his first headline was, so I can't even say that. But when he fought Boachuk, did he headline? Was that a headline? I think it was. I don't remember. I don't remember it was on a big Riyadh card. He might not have headline. But anyway, my question was that his first big show? Was that his first headline? I don't think it was a headline, was it?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. But okay, so did he headline before that?
I would do some digging, but I think the only headline I could think of is when he fought Mo Hooker.
Yeah, I think, but he headlined against Boachuk. I mean, not Boachuk. What's the name too? Frederick Lawson. That was a headline. So his debut at 154 was a headline. Just like Boots is a headline. And I guess what I'm asking is that was enough to get the ball rolling and to get him talked about to fight. Was it Tim Tszyu? Right? Because he was supposed to fight Tim Tszyu before Boachuk. Because remember, because Tim Tszyu's head got cut or something like that. From Fedora. And it wasn't, Okay, so yeah, my timeline is right. So he fought freaking Frederick Lawson, who's been stopped multiple times. Shout out to Frederick Lawson. Then he fought Thomas Delorme, who stopped in 1 round. Shout out to him. He stopped him in 1 round, but Boots also stopped Thomas Delorme in 1 round before Virgil. And Virgil was about to get a title shot with Tim Tszyu. Or wait. Would that have been the title? No, it wouldn't have been the title. But he was about to get a big fight with Tim Tszyu, where he was about to headline. So what I'm saying is that you could get in a good position and highly rated from fighting guys that aren't rated at all. So what's wrong with putting Boots ranked number 1 is what I'm saying. I know I took the long route, my bad. But that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that I don't think there's a problem for ranking somebody off their performance, because Virgil Ortiz was highly rated off of his performances against guys that weren't really rated either. Nobody rated Thomas Delorme and Frederick Lawson. Those were his first 2 fights. So we talked about him. We talked about Virgil Ortiz fighting Terrence Crawford based off of his fights with Frederick Lawson and Thomas Delorme. We talked about him fighting Tim Tszyu based off his fights with Frederick Lawson and Thomas Delorme. We talked about him fighting Boots or whoever else we talked about him fighting based off his fights with Frederick Lawson and Thomas Delorme. So I don't think there's anything wrong with ranking Jerron Boots in as high for fighting and beating Luis Malima, because it was a great performance. That's what I was trying to say. I took the long route. My fault.
Okay.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with what you said, in my opinion. Let me pull up. I don't know who this is. I'm gonna pull you up though. I think this is J Sharp. I'm not sure.
No, this Tay dog was good.
This my brother Tay in the building, man. What it do, bro?
What's up, Ty?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that boy pulled up.
Come on now. About time, man. Where the hell you been, man? Gosh dang, Tay. It feel good to hear your voice, man. Shout out to you, bro. I love hearing the people I rap with from the chat, man. That's dope, man. I appreciate you pulling up, man.
Same, man. One of my favorite channels on the YTBC, man.
Man, thank you, bro. That means a lot, dog. Shout out to you, man. That means a lot, my brother. I appreciate that for sure, man. Shout out to Tay, man. We Tay approved. Oh, we good now. Hell you talking about? We Tay approved, man. So talk to me, bro. What you think about this weekend or anything you got on your mind, man?
I feel like it was good, you know. I ain't gonna say I'm like crazy on Boots, but like seeing what I see like from the other people at 154, I don't think they really want to fight him.
Mm. I kind of agree, man. I'm in concurrence with you, bro. I hope we're wrong, you know, for the sake of boxing. But man, I just that performance, it should help. But I think he's gonna hurt him, man. I think it's gonna hurt, bro. I don't think anybody's gonna want to fight him, man.
I think Virgil gonna get the worst whooping out of everybody for his team talking and him acting like, you know, Boots ducked him, turned him down, you know, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We know
I
the
agree.
reality though.
Facts. I agree, man. I think Virgil. Who do you think? Okay, so let me ask you this. So I agree with you that I think Virgil, stylistically, I think Boots. I give Virgil a chance, man. But stylistically, I think Boots is gonna do his thing, right? But who do you think is the best move for Virgil to become a champion? So you got Bakram with the IBF, Sebastian with the WBC. Who do you think he has the best chance of beating? WBO or Xander Zayas? Abbas Barrow's WBA, excuse me. I forgot about
you know,
Abbas.
Xander the weakest champion at 154. So if you want an easy title, you just go his way. But I feel like I still want to see Virgil and Boots. Can't
Me
they
too.
do what Benavidez and Morrell did when they unified the interns and that Benavidez took his pick on which champion he fought?
Bro, come
But he got
on, bro.
elevated?
Come on, bro. They don't want to do it. It's bro. They could easily do that. He's the interim. He's the interim. Combine the interns like yeah, exactly what you said. Like Morrell and Benavidez did. So are they gonna do that? You know, we know Morrell was on some gangster shit chasing down Benavidez, and Benavidez returned the favor in kind. He said, "Okay, bet I'm gonna turn around. I'm not gonna let you chase me. I'm the hunter. You know what I'm saying? You can't hunt the hunter." So he turned around and fought him. Yeah, I think Boots and Virgil could do that. I think that's perfect, especially when we know that Abbas Barrow was seemingly spoken for. You know, him and Xander, they're talking about fighting each other. Boom, that's perfect. But it's like you said, is Virgil gonna do it though? Is he gonna do it?
And then I feel like if Boots beat Bakram, I feel like they definitely not gonna fight him because you already done heard Turkey go on the boxing voice and say people turning down Bakram behind the scenes. Then you seen Bakram say Virgil turned him down on his Twitter page.
Yes,
so
sir.
If, you know, if Boots go dethrone him, I definitely think they not gonna fight him.
Come on now.
Stuck with another rehydration clause again.
Come on now. And I'm not trying to knock his health issue, but you know, shout out to Shawa. I think it's self-inflicted, man. The rhabdomyolysis, you know, is just you trying to be a weight bully, you know. So I don't really have too much sympathy there, but it's just disheartening to see that you go up to 154 and then it's the same thing talking about rehydration clause going to the IBF route. Like, come on, bro. I don't know. I just
nasty word.
Nasty, bro. Nasty, bro. I just don't believe it, bro. And I'm not saying that he's a liar. Like I said, I like Virgil. And I like Robert Garcia. I think he's one of the best trainers. Him, Bozy, Bomac, whoever you want to throw in there. But just when I see Robert Garcia talking about going up to 160, bro, like, what are y'all doing, bro? What you mean going to 160, bro? Like, what are we talking about? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. That junk's just crazy. But yeah, and like you said, Main Event Promotions, who represents Bakram, they went the whole back and forth, which I'm sure you saw because you referenced it with Virgil's daddy. All of a sudden, Virgil's daddy don't know what's going on. Oh, I never got this information. But like you said, Turkey went on there on the Boxing Voice, complimented them, and was like, yeah, man, people turning down Bakram behind the scenes, you know. And if you know what's going on, you know what's talking about Virgil. So shout out to Virgil, but it's just look. I'm not saying that he's ducking, like I said, but don't hit me with the Boots ducking shit. Don't miss me with that. Miss me with
That's
that.
what I'm saying. There's multiple ways for the fight to get made, but you know, people gonna pick and choose on what they want to run.
Right. Exactly. It's Shawa says you saw how chubby his face was talking spit to Xander. He didn't even make weight. Come on now. He didn't even make weight. The man don't make weight, bro. You want to eat them biscuits? Go ahead, but move up then. If you're gonna move up, bro. Don't stop with the selective stuff, man. Because then when people say you ducking, I can't defend you, bro. Because it look like you ducking.
I definitely seen somebody say Virgil got a scheduled bout after he gets past. I'm trying to figure out who that is.
I don't know either. I mean, maybe I'm thinking WBC. That would make sense since he's an interim. So Sebastian Fedora, but I don't know because Sebastian Fedora may not get past Keith. Hell, G Tatted, what up? Heaven said, what up? Birdman, what's good? He said, what money out there is there a fight for Rolly? Maybe a Ryan rematch? Yeah, Birdman. No. So I'm assuming you probably just came in. What I'm saying is that I'm seeing a lot of people speculating about what Pacquiao's doing next. Obviously, WBA has ordered Shock Round, but the WBA orders a lot of things. They ordered Ahmed Ali. Look how long that fight took. You know, they claimed they were ordering Lamont Roach rematch with our boy Javante. You know, so it could still be on. But I'm just going through. I was just kind of being funny and throwing a little bit of shots here and there because I've seen people say who have inside sources that Pacquiao's fighting Spence. I've seen them say he's fighting Loma. I've seen them say he's fighting not fighting Rolly. He is fighting Rolly or fighting Ryan Garcia. So I think Rolly is fighting. I don't know, man. I kind of still feel like he's gonna fight Manny. Will that result in him being stripped? I don't know. I feel like if he fights Manny, I don't think he'll be stripped because I think the WBA would love for Manny to be a champion. But I don't know though. But he should be getting, if he doesn't fight Shakram, he should be getting stripped because Shakram's a mandatory. He's been the mandatory since Stanionis had the belt. Shout out to Cool Breeze in the building. Casser says people are so biased. Thanks for calling out the double standards. Oh, you already know, Casser. I appreciate you coming through. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you coming through. He's a quacker in my opinion. Shout out to Shawa. But yeah, I tell you, I agree with you, man. Like I said, I try to be a little bit more diplomatic, if you will, and give people the benefit of the doubt. But like Virgil, to me, it just seems like he doesn't even want to. I don't want to say he doesn't want a belt, but maybe I'm gonna say this. Maybe his representation doesn't believe in him as much as they're putting on. So like Oscar De La Ponte and Golden Shower Promotions, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they know what's going on. Like they know that, hey man, he may not get through Boots. Even Xander, like you said, I agree with you too. And I like Xander. I got an interview with him as well. I think right now, not skill wise, but just because he's the most green, you know, the least experienced, you have to look towards Xander, right? Even Abbas Barral, like I said, he's been in there with Jack Koke. He had lost a split decision, but Jack Koke's been there with Bakram, you know, he's been in there with guys that's been in there with Josh Kelly, and you know he fought Carlos Molina, I believe his 5th fight. So he's been in there with guys that fought like Carlos Adames, Arizlani Lara, stuff like that. So Abbas Barral's experience is not to be thrown away. So I agree with you. I think that Xander Zayas is the weakest link just off of experience or lack of, I would say. So I would say that he's probably the best target to go after, but can he get him? You know, I don't know if Top Rank. You think Top Rank will make him available for Virgil right now? Even if Xander wants it. I think Xander wants it, but do you think that Top Rank would allow that?
No, because you know.
Go ahead, Ty.
I feel like they would because of how certain you Virgil. It's just a matter of when they want to match him. Now, if you was to say this will happen sometime, let's say next May, I feel like Top Rank and Bob like, all right, line it up.
Next May. So okay, so next May with a fight in between for Xander, or that'd be the next fight?
Yeah, with a fight in between.
Okay, I can see that. A good measure stick. Like for example, let's say hypothetically speaking, I like Xander. You know me, I think Xander's one of the most skilled in 154. I just think, like Tay was saying, that he's just kind of green right now. But I think skill for skill, I like Xander a lot. And I said that before I interviewed him too. It ain't just me being showing favoritism because I interviewed him. But I think that right now, if let's say he fights like a Bass, and let's say he gets past him, I could see that giving enough information, like you said, to have Xander and Virgil in May. I could see that for sure. What about you, Tay? What you think?
I feel like they would. I actually think Xander can beat Virgil.
Right now?
Yup. Just let him get one more fight in. Even though Xander, like, he might be moving up, he looked drained in his last weigh-in. I still think he got the skills to pay the bills.
Yeah, I like that fight, man. I think it's 50-50, man. I'm with you. I think, hey, 50-50, I'm young. Was he 22? WBO champion? Well, hey, that's good enough. That's good enough odds right there to fight Virgil. That's a big money fight. You know, and then of course you got they're both American, but you got the Puerto Rico versus Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Puerto Rican American, Mexican American. So yeah, that's a big fight. That's a big fight.
Yeah. They were already confident enough in him to send him to Riyadh. Only thing that happened was Virgil and his team chose somebody else.
Come on now. Talk to him, Ty. Please don't forget to hit that like button, man. We got some dope brethren in here with me. Hey, Pat, feel free to pull back up, man. He said Shakur packed up Cameroon. Hey, and the Boots pack up Virgil. What is like? That's the thing. I'm so glad you brought that up, Pat, because that's what I was kind of saying with that is what I was saying with Xander, right? Shout out to Top Rank. They just re-signed Brian Norman, so they got him. They got Keyshawn, but I'm hearing, bro, I don't know if y'all saw this. I did read a little article about Keyshawn is courting, or should I say Matchroom is courting Keyshawn. That'd be crazy. You know, that'd be bad for Top Rank if they lose Keyshawn. Matchroom doing anything. They just snatched up Ben Whitaker. But anyway, top rank, you know, they have Xander, they have Brian Norman, and then, you know, they have Nye Inoue, they have Janabek, but Janabek's not a big name. Nye Inoue is a big name relative to smaller divisions. So yeah, that's why I was saying they might be a little hesitant to put Xander in a dangerous position right now. But yeah, what Pat just said right there with Golden Boy Promotions, man. Outside of Zepeda, who just lost, and then you got Schofield, and I don't really think he's too confident in Schofield. He got Charles Conwell just lost to Juan Garcia Perez before Xander Zayas beat him. Yeah. Outside of Virgil, man. Now Zerto. Shout out to Zerto. Zerto's still on Golden Boy. And they do have for the women, you know what I'm saying, one time for the ladies. They got Gabriela Fondora. I think they should put more money into her. Shout out to Gabrielle, the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. The male side is Devin Haney. But yeah, I think that that's a good point. I think he has to be careful with he had to be cautious with Virgil.
Collazo too, dog.
Oscar, oh yeah, right. Oscar Collazo, he's with them, but then again, you know, smaller weights, ain't nobody watching straw weight but us. So yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, they do got Oscar Collazo, you know, another Puerto Rican champion. Shout out to him. A unified ring champion too.
Another American.
Another American. Shout out to him. Yeah, don't get me beat up, Ty. You know, I almost got beat up by his brother because apparently I was disrespectful by calling him American. But if I don't call him American, I'm also disrespectful. So, you know, I know my heart, bro. I ain't disrespectful. That was crazy though. Shout out to Oscar. I like Oscar Collazo though, but you got to control your people, man. Get your people, man. He does got my Joshua Edwards as well, up and coming. Yeah, he got some people, but we talking about like hitters though. His hitters are like Pat was saying, Virgil, Williams Zepeda, and Zerto. Those are his hitters. So you got to be a little cautious with that, and you know, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Oscar Duarte too, but that's not really, you know. I agree with Pat on that, and Tay. Yeah, they got to be a little careful. But that's one thing I will say about Eddie Hearn though. Eddie Hearn not shy to put you in the fire now. Like he will, especially if he getting paid, you know, with Turkey, he gonna put his fighters in that fire. So, you know, I just hope that Boots can kind of get, I ain't saying go with Turkey, but like hopefully he get with Turkey, because I think that'll force Oscar's hand and Virgil's hand. I don't think they'll turn down a Boots fight if Turkey's involved. Like, remember Tay when they were talking about the 5v5? Imagine that.
Yeah. Whoa.
That'd be crazy, bro. Golden Boy and
They should bring that back.
Yeah. Because at cruiserweight, think about like now this is real idealistic, you know. But like, let's say if they have the 5v5, right? You could have Zerto and Jai. That's Matchroom Golden Boy, or Golden Boy Matchroom, respectively. Then you can have Boots and Virgil. You can even throw who could match up with Schofield. I don't know. I don't know if Matchroom got anybody. 135. I don't think so. Cause Shakur? Was Shakur still with him though?
Joe Cordina?
Yeah, it's not true, bro.
Joe Cordina. Joe Cordina. I think Schofield smoked. But yeah, we can do that. Yeah, just to do it. I mean, every fight doesn't have to be a banger. But yeah, what'd you say, Ty, about Shakur and Matchroom?
He's still there.
He's still there. Well, there you go. I mean, I don't think Shakur, and if Shakur doesn't want it, I give him I have to give him that, because if I'm Shakur, I wouldn't fight Schofield again unless I'm mandated to fight him, because what Schofield pulled was trash. But so if he doesn't want to fight, but I just like I said, we're speaking ideally now, right? In the utopian world, bro, that's some good lineup, man. Shakur or Joe Cordina and freaking Schofield, Zerto, Jai, Boots, Virgil, and then the other two you just throw whoever. That's fire. Throw some women in there too. Gabrielle. Oh no, I don't know who Matchroom has as small. Cause I know they got Sky, but I think Sky's at 118, right? She moved down to Bantam, right? Or no, Super Bantam. She at 122. So Gabriela Fedora just fought at one. She at 115, 112. So that's a little bit too much, I think. Not saying you can't do it eventually, but she talking about going down to 108. So
she tripping.
I ain't mad at it though, man. I ain't mad, man. Cause she weighed in at 110. Her last fight at 112. She weighed in at 110, man. That's 2 more pounds, hell. Shaw said, I don't know how I feel about that. They are talking about fast tracking him. Oh, you're talking about Anthony Edwards. Abdullah might be the best long-term fighter. Oh, I forgot about Abdullah. Shout out to Birdman. How could I forget about Abdullah? Yeah. I think Abdullah and Abdullah and I would say Abdullah, Xander, and Brian Norman. I think, like, of course, right? Because I don't know how you feel about this, Ty and Tay. Let me know. But I think worst case scenario, Brian Norman loses to Devin Haney. I still think he's 147. I still think he could bounce back. You know, now with Top Rank, stick with him. I don't know, but I think Top Rank has a pretty good stable. You know, they may not have the star power, like bona fide star power right now at this moment, but Xander, Abdullah, and Brian Norman, that's pretty good. What y'all think? What you think, Ty?
I like that lineup. I just don't see Abdullah at 135 for too much longer.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't see it either. I actually predicted that by the time 2026 comes around, good Lord willing, that not only Abdullah would be at 140, but I also said Shakur as well.
Shit, 47.
Yeah, that too. He said Matchroom got Meatball Molly. That's crazy. Meatball Molly. Hey, shout out to Hadia Herrera. He calling for the smoke. Katie versus Michaela Mayer. I like that. Shout out to Cool Breeze. That's crazy. Meatball Molly. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I think this is a pretty good fight. And I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't think that Virgil Ortiz really, like I said, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if he really about that life, man. I'm not sure.
Don't Matchroom got Andy Cruz?
They got Andy Cruz too. Oh, there you go. Andy Cruz and Schofield. Yeah, you're right. Shout out to Tay. I forgot about Andy Cruz. After he yeah, I don't think he's gonna fight. Oh, you say Schofield going duck Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough fight for him. But I was gonna say that you think Murataya, speaking of that, you think Murataya's gonna get that fight? Or gonna give Cruz that fight? I know it was mandated, or it was ordered, excuse me. Well, pretty much synonymous, but it was ordered by the IBF, man. Yeah, I think he's gonna get stripped. I hate to say that because once again, I'm not trying to pay. I like Murataya too. I'm not trying to pay anybody as a duck, but I just don't see him fighting Andy Cruz right now, man. I don't see them letting that happen, man. I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. What you think, Tay?
No, I don't think if Muratalla don't take it, then I feel like his team was just talking to. Because if you remember, his team was doing a lot of talking to, saying they'll fight any champion.
Come on now. Mm-hmm.
They'll fight anybody, but then when the time comes, they turn it down to smoke.
Right. Because Andy Cruz is that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight,
Seeing
man.
how Tevin Farmer was doing it.
You feel me? I actually thought Tevin Farmer won. You know, no disrespect to Murataya, but I thought Tevin Farmer edged that out. It was a close fight though, so I ain't tripping. But yeah. Shout out to my brother Tufo dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. He says, fit to join up, Doc. All right, pull up. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. So y'all go ahead, chop it up, man. I'll be right back. Hold it down for me, please. Appreciate the love. Tufo in the building.
All right. Hey, Tufo, you want to continue where we left off?
Yeah, because Doc had pulled you up while you was talking. I'm like, damn, where you go?
Yeah.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, bet.
Hey, Tay, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, good. I think we left off about like the body types in certain weight classes.
Oh, yeah. I was saying how I low-key believe Richard Hitson about that rehydration clause shit because he brought it up before, like, actually going through it and not afterwards.
Yeah, but when the lead up for what's his name?
Limos.
No.
Matias?
the guy he actually not Matias, Paro, Liam Paro.
Oh, Liam
All right.
Paro.
Yeah,
Now that he
bro.
actually went through the process of actually going through the hydration and doing all the weight checks, it's like he kind of exposed himself in a sense because he made it comfortably.
Yeah, because the first time he did it, he ain't have no nutritionists and shit. He said he tried to do that shit all on his own. But the second time, I think he said Eddie like told him how like to not Eddie told him how to do it right, but like there's ways to go about it safely. Like I just say, Richard Hitchens never said nothing about the rehydration clause, and then after that Lemos fight, he tried to blame it on that. I would look at it as an excuse. But even before the Lemos fight, he was saying that's why he trying to get in those other sanctioning bodies. And then the Lemos fight came. He did the rehydration clause, and he didn't look like himself. And then in the next fight, he said, "I made the weight easy. I did better this time." And then the performance showed it. So I believe him. As to a
I
motherfucker like
would.
Ryan, they had, oh, I had the best camp. This, and that. I feel good. And then after the fight, oh no, the rehydration clause didn't have me feeling like myself. Just like I look at that as an excuse.
What type of fighter is Ryan? What like how would you label his
A puncher.
archetype?
He'll punch
He's a
him.
puncher, right? A
Yeah.
puncher with a little bit with size, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the type of person you would strategically put under a hydration. So with that being said, wouldn't it make more sense for Richardson to actually fight Matias under that? Because it's only going to affect his skill set. It's not like Hitchens' game is predicated off of him using his size physically to lean on you, move you out the way, or punches and bunches of volume on a guy where that extra weight does factor in. No, this is a finesse, and I'm gonna use my feet strategically, and I'm gonna jab you to death.
Yeah, I feel like more so. I don't think Richard Hitchens, he looking for like a weight advantage. It's more so of how the rehydration clause will make his body feel. Like he not gonna feel himself. Like his timing was off in that Lemos fight. Damn near every punch was wobbling him. Like he ain't had no type of durability. Like his gas tank wasn't really there. He looked tired the whole fight. That's kind of what I'm saying. And then in the Paro fight, and then even in this Cambosis fight, he looked good. He looked like his normal self under the rehydration clause. So obviously he learned something from the first time to these next 2 to 3.
I could agree with that. Under the guise that I had the belief that he was or had the intentions of actually fighting Matias. We wouldn't have got that explanation had Matias ain't press him. I don't think he had any inclination of actually fighting him because without hydration, the same thing he think he's benefiting off of, the guy on the other side of the ring is
Benefiting
going to be
too.
benefiting from that too.
Facts.
That's why I don't think he's looking for an advantage. Almost, it's just like he want to make sure he can be at 100%.
In what way?
Like make sure he don't like deplete himself or like hold himself back from like hydrating, like how he
Then
need
he
to or
needs
like
to
what he
leave
used
the
to.
division.
I kind
Yeah,
of
I would
see.
say the same thing. I would say the same thing for Virgil. Then he need to go to 60 if you don't want to
Yeah,
fight Bacrum.
yeah,
Rehydration clause.
I agree. I agree with that. But I see what you're saying too, though, too. For and check me if I'm wrong too. I like you saying that he's not looking for an advantage over the opponent. He's just trying to make sure that he's not at a disadvantage necessarily.
Yeah,
Like
like
he's at
himself.
his
He
best
ain't got
types.
no
Yeah, I
advantage.
got you. No, I got you. That makes sense though. He's because
It would make perfect sense if he didn't fight Paro.
yeah, no, but this is what I'm about to say, and this is where it looks bad though. I was about to say that too. That's why it looks bad because he fought Paro under the same conditions, but maybe in his mind he don't need to be at his best to beat Paro. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
so,
that's
and
why
then
I was trying to
yeah,
get towards
yeah, yeah. That's not good
earlier.
either though. That's not a good look because
That
then it
boy's
makes you like yeah, like you scary, right? I agree. So, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what Tufo's saying as well. Yeah. So it's not neither one of them give him an excuse really, but I would say that I do agree that it wouldn't be necessarily that he's scared. It sounds kind of contradictory. I ain't gonna lie, and that's where Ty is right because if I say that, oh, he's not scared, he just wants to be at his best, then why you fight dudes? You should always want to be at your best. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's scary though. I wouldn't say it's scary, but I could see how somebody would say it's scary. Like it probably makes more sense to say it's scary, but I wouldn't say it's not because, like I said, I just think it's not that, for me. It's not that he won't fight Matias. It's just that he wants to make sure that if he does fight him, he's at his best. But somebody else, you're not keeping the same energy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it don't look good. But go ahead, twofold, my fault.
Yeah, so like, all right, back on the Virgil shit. So he don't want to fight Baccarat because of the rehydration clause shit, right? So let's say that's Boots' next fight, and then after that fight, Boots call out Virgil. Like, is that a reasonable duck for Virgil? Like, is that a good thing? Like, oh no, I don't want to fight on the rehydration clause, so we're not fighting.
Okay, can you say it again? Can you say it again? My bad.
I get what he got.
I said like so Virgil, right? He don't want to fight Baccarat under the rehydration clause, right?
Right.
So if that's Boots' next fight,
right,
Baccarat, and Boots win and become the IBF belt holder, like what Virgil gonna say next if Boots call him out?
Oh, he definitely not fighting him. Well, he for sure not. he for sure not fighting him. The only way I would say is that he fights him is if he has a belt too, and then it's unification. Then you don't have to worry about abiding by the IBF joint. But yeah, no,
I fight an intern belts, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But that intern not gonna protect him from no IBF for a real title.
Yeah, I think you have to give it up. Yeah. Right. Yeah, you have to give that up for the interns.
So he's gonna have to go into the rehydration clause.
Yep. Yeah, he not. And see, and now see, okay, I see what you're saying, twofold, but this is what I would say too. I personally don't think that if, let's say it was Xander that had the IBF, I think he would fight Xander.
Yeah.
But I don't think he fights Baccarat or Boots.
But I don't.
And that's kind of what Ty was saying with the Hitchens joint.
Yeah, I can get how that look, but
That's scary.
I don't think that's scary.
That's point blank scary.
All right. So,
or whether you want to call it a strategic maneuver, you avoided this guy. Like you took a voluntary choice to say, "Hey, I'm not fighting that guy."
He never said I'm not fighting. He just said I would want to test to see how my body feel first.
Who you talking about now? You talking about Virgil or Hitchens? Hitchens. Okay.
He never said I'm not fighting under that.
That's true. That's why I don't hold him, because he was number one, but he was never ordered by IBF. So I can't say that he would not have fought Matias if he was ordered. But I will say though, he didn't seem like he was rushing to it. I will say that. Go ahead, Tom.
They said all that to Matias' face, and where is he now?
I mean, Matias got a fight with Dalton Smith.
Yeah.
Even before that, situation in the hallway, Turkey already had that shit after
after the Puello. Yeah, after he beat Puello.
Face off was kind of pointless for real. Hitchens was gonna have to wait regardless.
It wasn't a face off. It was more so Matias checking his motherfucking temp.
Yeah,
now let's see what happens after Dalton.
I'm with you on that now.
Hitchens won't be around, or at least speaking his name.
Man,
look how he talks about Gary Antoine.
Man, I hope you're wrong, bro. I hope you're wrong. But I think you're right.
Yeah, I know. That boy's scary.
I hope you're wrong, bro.
Don't nobody say that man name.
Facts.
Even in that last interview, when he was naming people, that man did not say Gary's name.
Him and his manager, mate, because they got the same manager or whatever.
Yeah.
Look how they talk about Gary. Oh, that's my friend from the amateurs. You say all these pleasant things about the guy, except for he's another champion in my division, and we can rumble.
Yep. Pat says Paul was an easier way for him to get the belt. Yeah, I think stylistically, yeah. What's the name though? I would say it's shout out to Subaru, man. Hopefully there's no reason for me to doubt it, because remember he pulled up on Gary Anto Russell too. That video went crazy when I dropped that video. I was surprised. That'd have been a great fight, man. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure Gary Anto Russell beats Hiroka, man. I think that's a good fight. Go ahead though. Twofold, my fault.
Huh?
Before that Lemos and Hitchison fight, was Hitchison and
I had to sneak that in there. Besides Hitchens and who?
Lemos.
Oh yeah, that was a title eliminator. I forgot that.
Was he in any other title eliminators?
Man, I have to double check.
No,
Not off the top of my not off my top of my head. Not to my
So
knowledge.
that was technically
and
the first.
again, so we can't necessarily say he was holding out on Matias because of the rehydration clause. When let's just say Matias would have beat Paro, he would
Yeah.
have probably still ended up having to fight Matias.
Yeah, and that's the out that he has for me. Is like I won't say that because once again he was number one, but he wasn't ordered yet. So I give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
Now, if he would have had like hella title eliminators, and then somehow after this one, like when Matias lose, now you get the title shot, and then I'll probably look at it like, okay,
But the thing is, when he was in position, the reason why everyone was on his head top is because of what Matias's promoter and manager said, or the information he put out. The names he was given was Hitchens, because where was Hitchens at? With who?
not Louis. What the fuck is his name?
With Eddie
He was-
Hearn.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his manager.
Talking about I know you're talking about Kevin, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, I ain't talking about Keith.
Keith. That's what
Keith
Keith Connolly. Yeah, Keith Connolly. Yep.
That's what I
Connolly.
thought you were talking about.
Yeah. I'm about to pull
Eddie
up
Hearn was
Kendrick.
both their promoters, and that was the people that he offered.
Oh yeah,
Why
well yeah,
not?
with
Y'all
Super
already in
Matias.
position. It makes sense.
I thought after Matias lost to Paro, folks ass got dropped.
Yeah, but he's saying before that.
Before that, when he initially signed there, that's the people he asked for.
Mhm.
He originally wanted him to come to Puerto Rico.
Right.
Okay.
I agree with Tato because Hitchens he got problems with everybody. Keyshawn, Tiger, Gary. The
Facts.
list goes on. He hasn't fought nobody.
They fight none of them. That's crazy. You got all these problems they solving, none of them.
Tiger, we gotta be for real. Tiger.
Yeah, Tiger ain't about he better worry about floss. That's what Tiger better worry about. Yeah.
Keyshawn just now get into the division. Come on now.
He better worry about Nicholas
I can't
Floss.
speak
Man.
up for Tiger in the ring, but he did low key chump him in person. That's just something that can't be denied.
Come on,
That's
Hitch.
something that be like misleading people. That be like, oh, this person got all of these beefs. Like when you a boxer, if a boxer was to just fight everybody he had a beef with, like
That's a good
motherfuckers would
point.
just be fighting.
That's a good point. To be fighting in the street, you right. And he's getting
Like,
his
look how many
grades.
people there to have to fight. Like matter of fact, that means you couldn't even fight Tito Mercado. He was talking shit.
Yeah, you right about that. And Shakur got to go chase down Javier Herrera.
Man,
At the time, though, Tiger and Tiger and them was in the same division.
Yeah,
That's
it's different when y'all in actual proximity and y'all, as far as names, are close to each other.
That's
and let's
true.
not act like people wasn't calling for the fights you just named.
Okay, so look, Keyshawn is at 135, Richard Hitchens is at 40. Tito is at 40, and Shakur is at 135. It's the same thing.
Tito Mercado?
Keyshawn is at 140.
Man, he don't want no smoke.
No, Keyshawn just got to 140. But originally, like when that shit happened, Keyshawn was at 35 when he was pressing Hitchens.
He was already on his way out.
Yeah. Tiger was at
I'm not going
142.
Ty. He
I
was the
told him he
champion.
had slapping.
Huh? What you say? What you say, Kendrick? Let Kendrick get here. What up, bro? My fault.
Nah, I was like, nah, Ty, I'm not going with that because Keyshawn was still champion at 135.
All right. So what did Abdullah, when Keyshawn said what he said to Abdullah, they was already under the understanding that after that fight he was going up. That's the reason why he looked so clueless. So why are you calling me out? Aren't you moving up?
Abdullah Mason was like, dang, bro, what I do?
He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was like a deer in the headlights.
I'm telling you, he said, hold on, bro. This wasn't the script.
Wait, that's not what Bob told me.
Right. Ain't nobody tell me this. I had Abdullah Mason looking young as hell, man. Don't do my boy like that.
Yeah, you can just tell both want no confrontation.
I want to be clear. I'm not saying that like Abdullah Mason's soft. He just seemed like that. That's just not his wheelhouse. Yeah. Okay. I want to be. Yeah. I like Abdullah. Yeah. I saw that. Pat. I saw the whole card. Yeah. It was on YouTube. Now it was on YouTube. Shawa. If I'd have known you weren't watching, I'd have told you. They Yo-Yo Diablo's entire card was on YouTube. Yep.
I should missed that.
Oh man, I should have put it in the. I think I did put it in the Discord. Hold on, let me see. I think I put it in the Discord when I was watching it. Let me see. I might have forgot.
And his
Yo,
boy Shakur ain't at 140, but he out
he
here
finna go to
chasing
140.
kilograms.
According to what you just said, you said Keyshawn was on his way. Ain't Shakur on his
He was
way?
on his way.
Ain't
He
Shakur on
talking
his way?
about going up. He talking about going up there just to spank T.O. and go back down. He's a
I mean, he's still
35er.
on his way up there.
Yeah, they still in proximity. It's only what 5 pounds. They still got
Yeah,
him.
bro. But that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like just because another box talking shit, I mean, y'all gotta fight. And then you'll just be
I
fighting
agree with that.
everybody.
I agree with that though. I agree with that. You can't
And
fight
then if
everybody.
you say, like, oh, I'm fighting, like Shakur said he was fighting Kid Austin because he was talking shit and running his mouth, right? Javier Rivera and Tito Mercado doing the same thing. So you should have the same mindset. Like, are you talking shit? Let me send you this contract.
What's
So
that?
that's why I'm saying I don't feel like that should be a reason. Like, I'm gonna send a contract to shut a motherfucker up. Then you would be sending hella contracts.
That's why I put
You
the
found it?
context
Okay,
of
bet. I was about to
being
give you the link.
proximity, and it makes sense. He could try to send Javier a contract, but he not ranked high enough for it. WC be like, hell no.
You know,
Yeah,
motherfuckers
no,
gonna pop up
no,
That's
in the ring
no.
and
voluntary.
fight though.
Yeah, I think that I agree. I mean, I think both of y'all got good points though. I just think that yeah, you can't really be chasing everybody. They got to make sense. Like Shakur not pay attention to Javier Herrera. I wouldn't be tripping on that. I think he's right not to. I will say though, with Hitchens though, I do think Hitchens should have paid a little bit more attention to Supergirl. Maybe that's me just selfishly wanting that fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that is it too. But just where he was ranked, the man was a champion. But hey, it worked out how it worked out. So hopefully they can fight now. You know, it can be unification. So we'll see. Like Ty said, we gonna really check that temperature after if Supergirl beats Dalton. I ain't gonna lie, man. Am I tripping or I'm kind of looking like that fight a little differently, man. I don't know, man.
The Dalton and Batiste fight?
Yes, bro. I don't know. Like maybe I've been thinking about it too long, and sometimes you tend to overthink, but I don't know, man. I don't know, dog.
I gotta check out Dr. Smith a little bit more. I'm familiar with him, but not too familiar.
Right.
Dalton Smith going to sleep.
I say you ain't gonna see much because he ain't fighting nothing but tomato cans.
I ain't gonna hold you. It's somebody I spoke to recently that is not too high on him, and he been over there. He said that boy Turkey.
Okay, bet,
yeah.
bet. Because I'm just worried that. Oh my bad. I was just gonna say I'm not worried. I'm gonna tell you why I'm worried. I'm not worried if Supergirl is locked in, but Supergirl just seemed like he could not be locked in sometimes. If he ain't locked in, man, like because I think who'd he beat? Matthew Germain. You know, that's a decent win. He beat Jose Zapata. That was a good win. I've seen a couple other fights, but Super Matias should win. But it's just like when you go back and you think about Super Matias losing to Petros Ananian, he got it back, but he still lost. He losing to Petros Ananian good. I'm not saying that, but Super Matias, you would think he would win. And then Liam Parle, some people disappointed in his performance. He said that it wasn't his best performance, if you believe him or not. I mean, I had Liam Parle going in, but if it wasn't his best performance, then I mean that's not really good either. It means that, you know, the man could he may not be locked in all the time. He may not get up for every fight. You mess around and not get up for this fight, shit, might be in trouble.
Man. Do you think Dalton Smith had the same boxing ability as Paro?
Nope. I'm with you on that one. I would lean towards Liam Parle being better for sure. And more skillful. I would say I would lean towards Dalton aspect, probably power. I think he is harder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh, the link I just go ahead, Tufo. My fault. I think I cut you off. Appreciate you, bro. The link I dropped in the chat is what it called fight.
I forgot what I was about to say whole time.
Oh, okay, that's the link I dropped in the chat. Is Yoel Hernandez fight though. It's a whole card. Oh, bro, I could have sworn I put it in the Discord, bro. I don't see it though. I guess I didn't. I could have sworn I put in recommendations or suggestions or something, because I was watching it on Sunday. And what's the name got upset too? Another one of I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out to our Canadian brethren, but Ryan Frazier, bro. Your boys out there looking bad, boy. Alexis Barriere and somebody on there was from Canada, got smoked by a dude that was out of shape too. I said, oh Lord.
Hey, y'all know Karen last fight, he just picked up a WBO regional belt.
Come on now. Yeah,
What y'all think about him and Brian Norman? Y'all think that's like one of his next targets?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It's not that I'm scared for Brian Norman, but I don't like that fight, dog. I think
fuck around.
yeah. Go ahead, Ty.
I was about to say you fuck around, beat Devin and Brian.
I'm telling you, bro.
You
Karen,
know
hey,
what's
bro.
crazy?
Karen
I was
ain't
thinking
no
that. I'm
punk,
like,
bro. Go ahead,
If
Tufo.
Cedar wanna like shut motherfuckers up so bad, he'd just go and knock the motherfucker out that put up 2 of the so-called toughest performance for Boots.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And like, and unfortunately for Karen, I just don't think he's worth the risk. If I ain't gonna lie, if I'm on that management team, I'm not fighting Karen, bro.
Man,
Like unless I
Cedar
have to.
shit-
Like unless it's mandatory. Like if he mandated, like you said, WBO, and you get mandatory bet, I'm fighting him. But I'm not going out my way to fight for what? I want the
You
problems.
see, Eddie Hearn got Blair Cobb to shut up when he mentioned Karen.
Exactly.
He said, "You want to fight Boots? Fight Karen."
Exactly.
I think he stopped calling that man out.
Mm-hmm. Karen's a good fighter, man. Like I said, I think he's like a Sandor Martin. It's like not that you can't beat him, but for what? He ain't gonna get nothing for beating him. He ain't gonna get no type of notoriety. He ain't gonna get any more popular. And if you lose, you can be like, oh, you lost to this guy I never heard of. Like he ain't got no belt. I'm fighting Karen for. He might mess, like Todd said, he might mess around.
If I'm Brian Norman Sr. and shit,
Yeah.
Junior, I feel like that's what I'm gonna do to separate myself from all of these. Y'all think I ducked this motherfucker? Bet. Let me go put this motherfucker to sleep real fast. Something he couldn't do.
Yeah. Now that'd be a statement for sure. But even then, it's like a statement to who? Like me, you, and everybody on this panel. But it ain't gonna really boost him. I mean, maybe I'm tripping, but I don't think it'll boost him. Like from like a notoriety standpoint.
Put him under a certain type of spotlight.
Okay.
Like, it's like almost one of those like.
Just to show him what's up, type shit.
Yeah. Like, all right, you know how, like, all right, after Lamont Roach and Tank just fought to a draw, now everybody wants to see Roach and Shakur, like, in the rest of contemporaries and shit like that. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, all right, Cameron, you known for giving Boots this tough a fight. So if you get in there with Brian Norman Jr., you know, people going to create that triangle shit no matter what. Triangle theory.
Yeah.
Try to put it together.
And I think that you're right, too, because, like, imagine, even with Lamar, sticking with Lamar Rose, like, if Lamar Rose somehow, if he stops Pitbull, you already know that's going to be smoke for Tank.
Yeah.
If he does that, then it's gonna be like, okay, you know, that's why Lamar Roach, that's why Tank ain't want to fight. I mean, it's already that, but you know what I'm saying, that people would double down then.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Still out there. I mean, not what would you say, KD? My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if he stopped Pitbull, he deserves all the credit in the world.
Facts.
I would, but I would say I've been seeing Pitbull punch resistance go down.
You think so?
Folks been getting stopped. Yeah, he ain't getting stopped, but like Pitbull been known to like take some shit, right? But his last couple of fights, it's been looking like he getting buzzed, like he wobbled a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel that. Hey fellas, I'm about to go ahead and call them. I was waiting for my food to get here. They here now. But y'all can chill, do your thing. I'm just gonna slide. Eat this food while it's hot.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Got me a burrito. Oh, question for me or for everybody?
Yeah, I mean you can answer it too, just real quick.
Okay, bet.
Do you think Abdullah Mason could suffer the same fate as Terrence Crawford as far as promotion goes?
Man, I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna slide. I think that almost I think Shakur can. I think Abdullah Mason can. I think as far as like, bro, I think, well, maybe not Boots because Matchroom is good. Eddie Hearn's good. Yeah, exactly what Ty just said. Exactly. You top rank, you Black American, bro. I think you could suffer that same fate, in my personal opinion. But that's a great question, though, bro. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Ty. Shout out to Tay, first time pulling up, man. Shout out to Tay. Hopefully not the last. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Tufo, man. I appreciate y'all boys, man.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir. I'm just sliding, but y'all can chill. Y'all know what it is. All right.
Yeah, 2-4.
Yeah.
I was ready to chop it up with you.
Yeah, I'm just sliding. Oh, shout out to Tufo as well, man. Shout out to Tufo with the love and the super chat, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Big up to all the members. Please don't forget to smack that like button. It's free support. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hurt nothing. May hurt your thumb, you know. But it may hurt your pride, I guess, if you don't want to show no love. But we gonna make it, man. We gonna do our thing. Shout out to Lone Star, man. Hey, God bless you, bro. Thank you, sir. He said hit the like button, share, subscribe. Thank you, Lone Star. I appreciate you, Lone Star. Hey, that's my brother Steph, man. Yeah, because sometimes I might not recognize you because they changed the name, so I apologize. It's YouTube doing their thing. But I appreciate y'all pulling up. Shout out to Pat. He also pulled up on the Discord. Shout out to everybody pulled up on the Discord on the panel. I might go live again later tonight. I'm not sure. But shout out to Twofold, man. Dropping love on the super chat. And I appreciate y'all for real. Hope Shawa, did the link work for y'all? Enjoy the Rito. I'm gonna try to. It should be good. I don't know, hopefully it is. Crazy tidal wave too. Yeah, man. Not many wouldn't challenge. Come on now. He think he tough. Come on now. Like I said, hey, Lone Star, I know you just got here, but I just put that on there because those are the rumors from people that have inside information. The rumors are that he's not fighting Rolly, obviously because Rolly got mandated for Chakram. And then the other rumor is that he's fighting Loma, Spence, Rolly, Barrios, Ryan Garcia. So we'll see how it goes. So I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for rocking with me. As always, don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Go check out the last videos too, man. You know we're going to come out with more bangers as well. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.